is the Big O Show.
Yeah. Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just truly probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Yo, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Probably Pablo in the Big O Show.
On the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call them and let them know.
Culture, Probably Pablo, now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Gary. Yeah.
All righty. Yes, sir. Good morning and welcome aboard. Coming to you live, baby, from Toyota of Hollywood. It's a beautiful thing. We'll be out here for a few hours like we are every single Thursday, having some fun. I see the people already lining up on the chat board, and Jeremy says to me, "Good afternoon, Big O." I'm like, afternoon? It's like, whoa. Where are you at in the world?
Maybe he's in England.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe you're not in South Florida. Okay, I got you. If it's afternoon where you're at, but that's
maybe he's hanging out with Martin.
Kind of true. Kind of threw me off a little bit there, Jeremy, when I saw that one. But anyway, welcome aboard. We're out here at 1841 North State Road 7. We do it every Thursday. We're out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Come on out, enjoy. Get a great deal on an automobile. This vehicle right in front of us here is a thing of beauty, bro. Wow. That is just absolutely awesome, right? I mean, that's a beautiful car right there, dude.
You know what I'm looking at?
And the truck that I got here next to me, this green truck here, that color is badass, dude. Badass. I mean, the showroom, come on out. 400,000 square feet.
You like the scoop on the hood, man.
I do.
It looks like it's ready to go.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
You know,
it is awesome. I should take actually some pictures here and a couple videos and post them.
I'm seeing the sign that says hybrid. I cannot imagine what that vehicle gets per gallon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was, it's been raining, so I did the cleaning of the car yesterday on the inside. You know, I left it like sparkling inside. Can't clean it on the outside, unfortunately, because it keeps raining. Maybe it'll stop for a couple days, and I can actually clean the damn car on the outside. But I did do my inside cleaning, which needed it badly. And, it's so good now. It looks so
summertime,
good.
man. It'll stop raining sometime in September, man.
Yeah, all right. Every damn afternoon, it's just the way it is, man. It's rough. But, yeah. Yes, like I told you, I ended up getting the vacuums for my car and all that. So I was cleaning my car all over the place. And, by the way, this vacuum cleaner that I bought that's portable, I don't know if any of you are looking for one. Tell me. I'll send you the link to this one. Is awesome. It gets into every crack, in between seats, under the seats. You know how in between the left side of your seat, right on the rail, you got to get anything that's in there. It's almost impossible. This thing is got all these extensions, and it is just absolutely awesome, man. So that was a really nice buy. So $36, I think I spent $37 on that portable vacuum cleaner. But it's crazy, right? That your paranoia is so bad that you got to worry about it. Oh, I thought about one of our listeners yesterday, and I forgot which one of you it was. You did a segment on it. Do you remember the name of the gentleman or the lady? I'm not exactly sure, that kind of started off our show downplaying the numbers of 120,000. He said, "Oh, those numbers aren't true. They've lied about those numbers, and they're less than that, and all that."
Was it Alan?
Yes, Alan. Great job by you, dude. Nice job. It was Alan that did that yesterday, right? So, I figure, we do a little preparation on this show every once in a while, and
just a touch.
Yeah, just a touch. We kind of like to.
There's more stuff left on the cutting room floor not used than actually used.
Yes, exactly. And there's actually a story out there that is opposite of what that gentleman was talking about, because the coronavirus stats, did you know in Florida they're actually lying about the stats? They're underreported?
Downplaying, right?
Yes. Well, let's a woman who raised questions about COVID-19 after being ousted as the data curator has not stopped publishing statistics related to the novel coronavirus in the state. The Washington Post reported Saturday that Rebecca Jones was fired in May, launched a COVID-19 dashboard of her own on Thursday, Florida's community coronavirus dashboard. "I wanted to build an application that delivered data and help people get tested and help them get resource that they need from their community," Jones, 30, told the Post. "And that's what I ended up building with this new dashboard. Though it's similar in appearance, the data presented by Jones on her dashboard is markedly different than the data on the dashboard populated by the Department of Health. For example, Jones' dashboard shows more than 85,000 people in Florida have tested positive for COVID-19 since March 1st. Meanwhile, the Department of Health dashboard is reporting more than 77,000 cases as of Monday. On Jones' dashboard, the number of people tested is also significantly lower than the original figure. Jones' death total is slightly higher because she counts non-residents who died while they were in Florida. The state does not. Jones has asserted that the state site undercounts the state's infection total and overcounts the number of people tested in an effort to make the case for reopening the economy sooner. Jones has been reprimanded several times and ultimately fired for violating health department policy by making public remarks about the information. State records show her comments and emails to researchers, interviews with a handful of media outlets, and blog posts sought to sow doubt about the credibility of the data after her filing. State health officials strenuously deny any issue with the information accuracy. Governor Ron DeSantis was seeking to make a data-driven case for a step-by-step reopening of the state's battered economy following safer at-home orders. The Republican governor lashed out at the news conference last month, saying Jones had a pattern of insubordination and should be fired months ago. Jones had not alleged any tampering with data on deaths, hospital symptom surveillance, hospitalizations for COVID-19 numbers of new confirmed cases, or overall testing rates, core elements of any assessment of the outbreaks, and of federal criteria for reopening. And Jones acknowledges Florida has been relatively transparent, for which she herself claims some credit, and relatively successful in controlling the pandemic. She, however, has suggested health department managers wanted her to manipulate information to paint a rosier picture than she pushed back. In her interview, Jones was asked why she was removed because of attitude problems. Somewhat, yes. If refusing to mislead the public during a health crisis is insubordination, then I will wear that badge with honor, Jones answered. Okay? So for the Allen out there, they're over-reporting. Well, maybe they're under-reporting it so they can reopen. Look, man, to me, whether it's been under-reported or over-reported, what are we talking about? 1,000 cases? 5,000 cases? 10,000 cases? Let's go 20. So does that satisfy you that 100,000 Americans have died? Not 120, because you figure 20 are lying numbers? Then again, it might be 140. If Florida's underreporting it, like she says, other states might be doing the same thing. So it might be more than 120. It might be less than 120. In the end, what does it matter? Who cares? We have a pandemic in place. Okay? And people are dying left and right. Stop making excuses. Stop creating stupid-ass stories. And stop politicizing it. Because it doesn't. That thing attacks everybody, man. That doesn't care about your political state. It's crazy. So there you go. Now you got your stories of underreporting, your stories of overreporting. What the hell is going to satisfy you?
You know what's one that I've been noticing, because obviously it's us, California, Texas. Another one that's
the states that started opening up early.
Arizona. So I went in and looked because they were talking about the heat, and the heat would help. Straight up, man. It's summertime there. They're in the hundreds by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
What did I tell you about the heat already a month ago?
Yeah.
What did I tell you about the heat a month ago? We all live in AC.
Yeah.
You're not out in the heat all day, all night.
Yeah.
You're inside your office, in your home with AC. You're in a dealership. You're in a movie theater. You're in a gym. You're in a flower shop. Everywhere's got AC. And that's where you're at. You're only outside for these idiots. Oh, the heat kills it. Well, yeah, that's if you're a beaver and you live outside the entire time, maybe you got to worry about it, or a bird or something, then maybe you won't get it because you're out in the heat all the time. We're never in the heat. We're in the heat for a couple moments.
From car to door.
To the building. That's it. This stupidity, the heat kills it. Like we all live outside in the heat somewhere. Give me a break, dude. Just because we live in Florida doesn't mean we're out there sucking up the heat the entire time. We're inside somewhere where the AC is, and that's where the thing is floating. So, it's just, again, people come up with stupid-ass stuff to kind of throw you off the path. Because that's the trick now. Let me avoid the problem by trying to distract you with something else. It's just, that's the whole deal. Oh, no, the heat will kill it. It's not going to kill it, dude. Everybody's inside.
Yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, wow, Arizona, they're not us. They're not Texas. They're not California. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're right there in the thousands every day. And I'm like, just to see what the temp, every day by 1, 2 o'clock, it's 102.
The dude laying asphalt all day? Okay, he's safe. Yeah. All right, he's safe. The rest of us? The bank teller, the McDonald's employee, everybody's at risk. So it's just ridiculous. Let's see what we got here in the house. Matthew Walker's in. Jeremy's in. Big J doing big things. Julius 305. Bromar Smelly. Let's see. Murder charges to Atlanta cops for shooting over Shard. Yes, they did that yesterday. Good morning, Big O. You're planning on discussing Kendrick Perkins staring into Kyrie Irving? Yes, we will be discussing that. Thomas Flores is in the house. He says Tua practicing in the Dolphins facility. Yes, he is. Troy Ortiz in the house. Ian from Brooklyn saying Big O and Bill, my favorite sports show. Thank you. Richard McLean. Any used Corollas at reasonable prices over here? Yes, we have used Corollas. Don't we have used Corollas here in the house? Don't we have? Yes, we do. Plenty. Come on down, baby. 1841 North State Road 7. I had a Corolla. Awesome car. Every Toyota vehicle is awesome. It's incredibly reliable.
You know what's hard
I had
there?
a Camry hybrid. Now I have a Camry XSE. So trust me, I've had my Toyotas in the past and now currently, and the Corolla's and the Corollas now, man, God, they are way nicer than the Corolla I used to have years ago. They are sharp now, man, the Corolla. So yes, come on down. Dude, they've got 400,000 square feet, 1,500 cars and trucks. Trust me, plenty of used Corollas for you.
The thing that's hard is to tell the difference between the new and the used, man.
Yes, okay. Exactly. Yeah, they got a lot of really nice pre-owned vehicles out here, man. You're going to love it. Matthew Walker says, hell of a memory, Bill. There you go. Nice job by you.
I try every once in a while, but don't tell anybody.
That's right. Preparation and execution enabled. Good luck, is what Richard says. John Rouse in the house. It's sad that the politicians have made this political. Many don't want it to open to hurt the economy, and Trump. Many want to open to help the economy. Yeah, John. It's just, and you know what it is also, John? None of us have been through this. We've never dealt with this worldwide pandemic before. So I already said, I've repeated this over and over because I don't politicize any of this. None of us know how to handle this. Okay? Not a Democrat, not a Republican, not an independent, not an Englishman, not an American, not a Brazilian. Not just look at every country's having issues with this pretty much, almost every country. You know what I mean? And so that's why we're all learning from all of this stuff.
Yeah, you'd have to go back to what, like 1918, 1960, whatever it was, polio.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. You know, it's just like, look, like the people that hate Trump, then they pick on Trump for some of the stuff that was going on with COVID. It wasn't his fault that they didn't have any ventilators and had to go make them. That was something that wasn't set up for prior presidents, not just him. No state was ready, no country was ready, and then they responded. And look, and to Trump's credit, they built those hospitals quickly, and they didn't need them. So, you know, look, he's done a whole bunch of things that are wrong. He's done a whole bunch of things that are, you know, he's gotten it right. That's everybody around the world. Boris has screwed up a whole bunch of times in England. Maybe he's gotten a few things right, too. You know what I mean? Brazil played it down. Their president played it down. Look what's happened now. They're building mass graves there because they're just burying thousands. It's crazy. Nobody knows how to handle this, John, at all. And then because you want to politicize it because you want to try to find somebody to back you. And because in our country, I would say 85 to 90% of the people in this country have no idea whatever candidate they're voting for. They really don't know the candidate really well. They're just voting for the party. You know what I mean? And so if you're a staunch Democrat, you're going to vote for Biden. He's a clown show, but you'll vote for him. You know? You'll vote for Trump because you're a hardcore Republican. You know what I mean? And with all his faults too. But most of you out there really don't follow your politicians. You really don't know all their history. You just are party zombies. And so then that's what they're doing, John. And so since they know that people are party zombies, they will then politicize it so they can galvanize. And that's what goes on. And that's what they're doing. Let's see. Big O and Bill, it's going to get worse before it gets better. We all just have to do our due diligence and be safe. Amen, Joe Brito. Amen, my brother. You're 1,000% right. Let's see. Richard says, I see 30 Dolphin players with 3 years or less of NFL experience. We need to win a Super Bowl before Tua's up for his second contract. Yes, sir, Richard, but this is the way you build teams, through youth. You don't go buy them. So the best way to do it is I love what they're doing right now. Cookie Vice chiming in with the first super chat. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Thank you, Cookie Vice. He says, great T-shirt. Went to that concert. Great show. Thank you, sir. This is, this is a 360 one. Yes. Yes. I had to wear this shirt today. I normally don't do music stuff early on, but I figured, you know what? Let me do this because we got something kind of interesting in today's music notes. And that's why I figured I'd share it with you guys. So today on the 18th, okay, let's give you a couple things that went on the 18th. 1967, Jimi Hendrix made his debut performance at the Monterey Pop Festival. It was the show where rockers first famously lit his guitar on fire, Hendrix. And by the way, that Monterey Pop performance, their attendance numbers were the numbers that Woodstock used to then say, hey, because they had like 30-something thousand. So they told the people in New York that they expected 50,000 per day, 150,000 for the weekend. As you all know, was over 400,000. So the Monterey Pop Festival back in 67 meant a lot, not just because Hendrix made his debut, lit his guitar on fire, but then the organizers of Woodstock used that as a measuring stick, and boy, did they fall short. In 2011, E Street saxophonist Clarence Clemens passed away on this date, 6 days after suffering a stroke. In 94 on this date, Beastie Boys' fourth album, Ill Communication, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. In 91, Van Halen released their 9th album, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. In 77, Fleetwood Mac on this date went to number 1 on the singles charts with Dreams, the group's first and only U.S. number 1. In 96, Beck released his 4th full-length record, Odelay, which, if I remember correctly, Odelay is the one that has New Pollution, that song that was in that one. And on this date, Bill, in 1997, I'm sitting here in 2020 on the 18th of June. Do you know where I was today on the 18th of June? I was at Oakland Coliseum seeing U2 and Oasis back in 1997. Right there, it says in 97, Oasis supported U2 at a gig in Oakland, California during the Irish Rockers North American Tour. Now, I say that because I then saw U2 the next night in Los Angeles, and Rage Against the Machine was the opener. So, back-to-back nights, I see U2 at the Oakland Coliseum, and Oasis at that moment is in their peak, dude. Champagne Supernova, all that stuff. I mean, it was that Oasis U2 concert is one of my top 20 concerts of all time. Okay? I don't know exactly where, because I've never really ranked all my, I mean, it's over 1,000 concerts I've been to. So it's hard to kind of, but that U2 Oasis concert will always be one of my favorite concerts of all time. I mean, that was just, man. I love all U2 concerts. Doesn't matter where I've seen them. If it's the Zooropa in Lakeland with Bill, or Unforgettable Fire at the Hollywood Sportatorium, or the 360 tour, which for me was one of my favorite tours of all time for you. I mean, I can go, Joshua Tree was amazing, but this one with Oasis opening up, man, that was one of my favorite shows of all time. So that today, when I saw that as in music notes, I go, okay, well then in honor, I gotta whip out a U2 shirt for that. And so I figured I'd take out the 360. So there you go, Cookie Vice. You got me to get into a little music news early on, because it brought back some great memories when I saw that. I go, oh man, that's just one of those concerts that I will never forget at all. I tell you, that's and it's pretty cool that back to back you get Oasis one night and then you get Rage Against the Machine the following night, right? Those are some of the best opening acts I have ever seen U2 ever have, because I've seen decent opening acts, like Interpol we talked about the other day, yesterday. Somebody mentioned Interpol, but I can't put Interpol in the same level of Rage Against the Machine. No. And Oasis, you know what I mean? So there you go, Cookie Vice. So the shirt, that's the reason why I was wearing the shirt today.
Every time you mention Unforgettable Fireman, second row, center, Hollywood, decided to go to grad night. I mean, the only solace for me I did see Run DMC at grad night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the other ones, I mean, how many times did we see Night Ranger?
Right. Yeah.
And Emotion. I think Emotion was also.
Right.
And there was one other that was.
But Run DMC.
Run DMC was
So the only Hall of Famer you saw there.
That's
the only Hall of Famer out of the group.
Compensation for missing my favorite U2 album.
As much as I love Night Ranger, they're not going to make the Hall of Fame. But Run DMC is a Hall of Famer. That's a Hall of Famer you saw there, bro.
Yes.
That's how sweet that is. R.I.P. Prince T.Y. says, so who's the best candidate? We don't have one, bro.
Lesser of the evil.
We don't have one, bro. Okay. We don't have one. We haven't had one in forever, my man.
What it is you put it on a scale and it's.
Don't ask a Republican or a Democrat because they're not going to be objective.
You got two scales and you just throw bad.
They'll pick anything that's from their party. But those of us that look at it objective and vote for both parties, we don't have one good candidate, okay? All you're doing is whatever you think is the lesser of two evils. For a lot of you, you're just voting for your party. You're just like, okay, whatever. That's my party. I got to vote for it. You know what I mean? But some of you might be voting for a lesser of two evil. Does Florida's governor have a medical degree? If not, he should refer to experts. Who does he? Is he? Well, he is. He's a Trump. He's a Trump guy. So a lot of the Republicans are kind of following the same thing of being aggressive and opening up.
Well, remember,
that's the way it is.
They moved the Republican National Convention to Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
So they need Florida to be all wide open and ready to accept the president with open arms.
Right. Exactly.
Because obviously he moved it from North Carolina because North Carolina would not open up and free up. And because of that, Trump, we're yanking it from you. And, it's in Jax.
Yeah. Well, Big O, did you ever check out the has-been concerts at Gulfstream? I saw Three Dog Night there and other bands there for only $3. Yes. Yeah, I've gone to some of those concerts there, of course.
The last one was probably...
What was the last one? I don't even remember now.
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta Rhythm Section. No, but that's not Gulfstream.
Yes, we were at Gulfstream, man, on Biscayne Boulevard.
No, was that Gulfstream?
Yes, man. We were like on Sheridan on our way to see the Cult at Revolution. And we decided, hey, we got a possibility because they're not going to go on until 10 or 11. We could go see Atlanta.
Didn't we see them?
And we turned around and went to Gulfstream. That's it. Remember,
Are you sure it was
when I walked
Gulfstream?
up, dude, you parked me at the door. I ran in, and they handed me free tickets.
Yeah, but it was Gulfstream?
Yes, man. Yeah, because we got off on Sheridan, turned around, went back 95.
How come I thought it was the one on Hallandale?
What are you thinking, the dog track?
Yeah.
No, that was already closed. No,
okay.
We were at Gulfstream, bro.
Okay, all right. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So there you go. That was one of the ones at Gulfstream. But I think he's talking specifically.
No, well, there was more shows back.
I think he's talking about the Saturday concerts.
Oh, post
the
yes,
Gulfstream.
The race. Yes, that was
because he's saying $3 and all that. Those were the ones. I think he's talking about those. I don't think he's talking about. You're talking about like legitimate, like concerts that they had.
Yes,
because it would be that, or it would be Air Supply or Night
Ranger. This was not post race. No,
whatever.
this was during the week. Actually,
this was a nighttime. That's what I'm saying. I think he's talking about those Gulfstream Saturday ones.
It wasn't even nighttime, man. It was
like
early evening.
You saw America, like that,
right?
In one of those Saturday ones, I remember.
So, yes.
Yeah, that's I think that's what he's talking about.
You know what? I can remember when we saw Bad Company, and it's actually kind of cool because if you remember, it's our first show at the Hard Rock, and it was on Halloween, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually like their show that you see. It's our show that we saw.
Right.
And I can remember we're seeing Bad Company, and it was like, bro, all them times they were at Gulfstream, why didn't we go? For one of those. And you said, well, because Paul Rogers wasn't there.
Right. Yeah.
And that was the thing about Gulfstream. It was $3, but it was a bastardized version of every band.
Right. Little River Band with nobody from the band. Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff.
You know what? I got to see Little River Band back. Man, I was at Royal Caribbean. This is early 90s. Mr. Laughs.
Right.
In North Fort Lauderdale. And the guy from Ambrosia opened up for Little River Band. and they had all the guys from, well, not all, but as many, I think it was 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 Little River Band guys, Ridge. Man, what a concert, bro.
Hey, they are fantastic. The old one, the real one. Alexa V, hello. Myron Sanchez is in the house. Let's see, what else do we have here? I guess you guys are getting a little personal on the whole deal there. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. And remember, you can always reach out on email, Orlando at Big O Radio Show. More of you are using the email now. You're getting it, so you can send me all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Big O sent you an email about a possibility of a vaccine for COVID-19. John Santos from Stewart. Hey, Santos, weren't you supposed to show up on Wednesday from Stewart? Huh? Get down here.
That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, last week he was supposed to show, and he didn't show. Got to come visit us, Santos. We're even closer to you now. We're right off 95 here in Hollywood. Happy birthday to Paul McCartney. Thank you for all the great music you've given us from the 60s to today. Dolphin Jeff from Long Island. Dolphin Jeff, you're a stud. Thank you, Dolphin Jeff, for always keeping it locked, and you are right. Paul McCartney. In fact, it's funny that you bring that up, Dolphin Jeff. I think it was Sunday. I saw a Paul McCartney Wings concert. You know, because I'm on YouTube now all the time when I'm at home, and I'm constantly going through music and all that and finding, and I just wanted to find shows. And I go, you know what? Last night, you know what I did? I watched a concert of Quiet Riot with Randy Rhoads from 81. You know, it's just like,
wow.
It's freaking awesome.
What?
Yeah. YouTube, bro. Everything's on YouTube.
Well,
and he is just shredding, bro. It was just so awesome. And you gotta, I mean, if you like that kind of stuff. But speaking of that, I saw a Paul McCartney and Wings concert, okay? Because that's what I wanted to make sure I found was a Paul McCartney and Wings concert. And I enjoyed that, and it was so good.
Was that mid early
70s,
74, 70?
Yeah, mid 70s, right around there, 74, 75, something like that. Yeah, he did a bunch of Beatles,
The plane
obviously.
exploded with a mighty crash.
Yeah, he did a bunch of Beatles, and then obviously did a lot of the Wing stuff, which was so good. Santos says, "I'm sorry, Big O. My mom's husband had a stroke last week. I couldn't make it." Damn, that's a good excuse. Wow. Hope he's better, man. Hope he fully recovers. Wow, prayers.
You know what? Anything like that, man, going to the hospital right now, you know, it's like, yeah, man, forget about your situation. You may be walking into an even worse predicament.
NorCal says, good morning to Big O Show crew, listeners, and chatters. Hope everyone is doing well. Question, authority, think for yourself. Tool. There you go. He's always got the Tool in mind, man. That is our man NorCal. He loves his band Tool, man. He is a monster guy when it comes for Tool. All right, so we got a bunch of things to talk about again, which I'm actually amazed again that there are so many things to talk about here on the show. First of all, let's get into the NBA. Okay, the NBA right now is trying to get back. Actually, you know what? Let's get into the NBA talk after a couple minutes here. Real quick, let's take a quick break because we've hit the half-hour mark.
Wait a minute.
Let's do this.
We're at 35. Do you want to keep going for another 10?
Just go ahead. Let's go. Let's take a break. We'll come back from Toyota of Hollywood right here on The Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com. Are you tired of watching the same old
No one
travel?
expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
We are back. We are ready to rock, baby. Hope you all are doing well out there. If you want to get in, you can chime in on the YouTube chat board, on the super chat. And, of course, you can reach out to us on email, orlando@bigoRadioshow.com, on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. 1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Many ways to reach out to us here on the program, and the best way is to come on out here and visit us at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. And remember, whenever you do visit, make sure you tell them that our show sent you, that you heard it here on the Big O Show. And give us some love here so we continue to go strong here on the program, as always. Anyway, plenty of things to talk about on the show. The NBA players are making their way, or trying to make their way back. And it looked like there was, pretty, considering the environment, because it's really tough with COVID and everything else going on and how it's setting everybody back. It looked like there was some smooth sailing, and now some bumps, or shall I say some big waves they've hit as they're trying to sail through this whole thing. And you look at Kyrie Irving now shooting his mouth off and stirring things up, and then you've got Dwight Howard. And, the question I have is, now as I'm watching all of this, how do players vote for a guy to be the vice president of Players Association when he thinks the earth is flat? No, I'm serious. I got to ask that, okay? Because, we could disagree on certain things, that you could have some stuff that, could be questionable.
Maybe some of them guys shouldn't have left school early and stayed in college one more year. What do you think?
Kyrie Irving couldn't even attend half a school year in Duke. So this is a guy that thinks the earth is flat, and you have the players voted him in to be the vice president of the Player Association. I just, that part I can't get through. And if you're the players, you've got to be drug tested if you're listening to Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard. Seriously, come on, Dwight Howard. Think about it. When you think flake, Dwight Howard and Kyrie Irving. Seriously. The word flake comes out. And if I tell you flake in the NBA, you're going to tell me, oh, Kyrie Irving's definitely a flake. No doubt about that. Oh, Dwight Howard, oh, yeah, that guy's a hell of a flake. So how is it that these people are listening to these guys? They can't be, right? So Kendrick Perkins was on Get Up and he had his opinions on Kyrie Irving and his ideas of maybe not playing and even creating your own league.
When you're talking about Kyrie Irving, listen, Greeny, if you take Kyrie Irving's brain and put it in a bird right now, guess what that bird is going to do? It's going to fly backwards. Because Kyrie right now, he's confused. He's showing his lack of leadership. Here it is, Kyrie, you have been on these conference calls over the last 2 months. You're the vice president of the Players Association. You have been very involved in all this that has been taking place for us, whether or not we're going to play or not. And you have been on the phone and you have voted to play. And also we go back last week. Just last week, he was reaching out to the Players Association and the NBA about, players that are on the inactive list. Can they travel to Orlando? That he said he wanted to go to Orlando and be part of the team and be with his team and be a leader. And all of a sudden, within the next 7 days, because from what I was told, the NBA said, no, you can't go because of the pandemic and coronavirus situation, that the bodies that are there are bodies that, that need to be people in place to, take part in action. And so, in my opinion, when you look at Kyrie, I'm okay with you changing your mind and having a different way of thinking and saying, you know what, we need to make a stance, and sit out. But what is the plan after that? He didn't have one. So once again, that showed his lack of leadership, Greeny. And guess what's been going on for the last 2 days in our world? 2 people have been lynched in the state of Texas. A young African-American young lady was killed in Akron, Ohio, behind a hate crime. And have that been highlighted like it should have been? No, because for the last 2 days, we have been talking about Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie Irving, right now, you are the distraction. You are the distractor. You distracting the whole situation. So it's crazy to me because, you come out and you do something separately without talking to your president, Chris Paul, or consulting with Michelle Roberts, and go off and do something totally different and get a group of guys together and say, let's sit out without a plan. It makes zero sense, and I totally disagree with Kyrie Irving.
And that's Kendrick Perkins ripping him a new one. And now the only thing that I would disagree with Perkins is that the gentleman that was lynched, and then I think his brother was also killed by a cop too. That Kyrie talking does not take away from any of that. That has nothing to do with it. Because if Perkins wants the league to play, then that's also going to take away from everything, because you're going to have 30 teams or 22 teams, whatever, in action. People are going to be talking about 22 teams in action. 11 games that are going to be played almost every other night or every night or whatever it is. So we're going to be distracted by games and talking about the games and what's going on. So those kind of distractions are going to be there whether Kyrie's talking or they're playing. Kyrie's an idiot. I agree with Perkins. Kyrie has no plan and is just shooting off his mouth. I agree with Perkins. Is Kyrie a distraction that's taking away anything from the cause? No, it's not. Kendrick Perkins needs to not be so Cuban, okay? Because he's exaggerating, all right? And that's a trait that Cubans have. They exaggerate. And so I can say that. He's got to slow down there, okay? The fight and the cause and the battle for social injustice, it whether basketball's playing or not, it doesn't derail it or keep it on its tracks, okay? This is a battle for humanity. It has nothing to do with basketball. Now, can basketball players assist? Yes. But this is something that all of us are fighting, Kendrick Perkins, and most of the country doesn't give a rat's ass what Kyrie Irving says or does. Oh, by the way, Kendrick Perkins, most of the country doesn't give a rat's ass about the NBA players. They don't care whether they return or they don't. Okay? All right, so let's put our priorities straight here. basketball is not a determining factor whether we resolve our social injustice issues. Okay? Straightening out police and police reform have nothing to do whether some guy carries a football or some guy shoots a three-pointer. Has nothing to do with that, Kendrick Perkins. Okay? So Kyrie Irving, yes, he's a moron. Yes, he's a flat earther. I get all of that. But he is not a distraction to anything going on with the cause. That part there is that's ridiculous on Perkins' part. All right? Now, everything else, he's right. Kevin Durant, by the way, who is now Kyrie Irving's teammate, good luck with that, has to now defend Kyrie Irving. The former NBA center has been ripping Kyrie, as you all know. So Durant went out on social media after he called Irving a distraction. Durant said he called Perkins a sellout in an Instagram comment and retweeted a video of Perkins airballing a shot during his Oklahoma City Thunder playing days. So Durant now, and he didn't really have to do this. He kind of could have stayed quiet throughout all of this and let it go. But I guess with Kyrie now on his team, he felt the need to kind of defend Kyrie. Perkins made a great point. You made this statement without checking with Chris Paul, who's the president of the Players Association, right? And then he mentioned another lady that I guess is part of the hierarchy. I think Selena Roberts, I think he said, or something like that. So I get that, and that makes a lot of sense too. I mean, if Kyrie, if you really did that you're shooting your mouth without even asking the president of the Players Association about this, or maybe he did, and Chris Paul told him, "Hey, Kyrie, shut up." I don't know. Who knows? Because if you know Chris Paul, if you know him enough, Chris Paul would probably tell you to, go take a leap off a bridge or something if you said something stupid or crazy. Chris Paul looks like the kind of guy that doesn't really tolerate a lot of silliness, and Kyrie Irving is full of it. And listen, in the end, I think the biggest point is Kyrie wanted to play, and then when he was told he can't, that he's not allowed to, like all the other IR guys, that's when he changed his tune.
Pitching a little fit, right?
Right, yeah. So, and in this world, if you're young and gullible, then you're going to fall for, the banana in the tailpipe. And sounds to me like Kyrie may have convinced a couple of young cats that don't know any better, and he got him with the banana in the tailpipe. That's it.
The way I look at it, man, he doesn't like how it's going, so he walks over to the game and just grabs the board and throws it in the air. Let me create turmoil.
Right.
Because I'm not involved.
Right. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what he's doing. So you got Kendrick Perkins taking shots. You got now Durant having to defend Kyrie Irving and call him a sellout, right? I mean, this whole thing, it's weird how we've taken, and listen, as we're doing this, it's getting worse around the country. So I don't even know if we're going to get to a point to really enjoy complete seasons of anything right now. You know what I mean? But you thought that basketball kind of had it, on the right. And I think they do. It's just now you've got a couple flakes kind of mixing things up here. Hey, look, this is a challenge. Tough. This is a tough enough challenge as it is to do it in a healthy fashion. Okay? And basketball has got the fortunes that the other sports don't have. They can literally be put in a bubble and survive. Football cannot be put in a bubble. That's why
the sheer numbers won't permit it.
As much as I want to see football, I really don't think we're going to have a football season. I really don't. I really think we're going to end up getting screwed because we've been so irresponsible. The numbers are going the other way again, and so you just kind of you look, and then football players, they can't be in a bubble. They're all going to go home. Look, players are testing positive all over the place. So it's not like this is now it's turning out that players are testing positive in it's not just the Texans, it's not just the Dallas Cowboys. Broncos safety Kareem Jackson tested positive for COVID-19 on Wednesday, according to Michael Middlehurst of USA Today. Jackson said he began feeling congested on Monday and later experienced chills. After receiving his test results on Wednesday, he plans to quarantine for 2 weeks. The 10-year veteran is the second Broncos player to have been diagnosed with coronavirus. Outside linebacker Von Miller disclosed in April that he had tested positive. So this is what I'm saying. All these players, they're going to go back home, and then they're going to be with their family members. And are all those family members going to be at home the entire time, never leaving and never access to the outside world? No, it's impossible. College players, are you kidding me? Have you watched high school and college people all across the country, all on top of each other everywhere? Beaches, clubs, whatever it is, they don't care. So you think you're going to control 90 college players in every university? They're not going to be going around banging different girls in dorms? They're not going to be going to parties? Come on, man. You think I was born yesterday? How are you going to control 90? I'm in a dealership. Penises. Every week on a college campus. Seriously. How do you control 90 penises in the entire college? I don't know how. I mean, anybody that remembers you at that age, you know how hormone-driven you are. Okay? And the girls are just as bad as the guys. They don't care about the COVID either. They care about having fun. Because it's the only time they're going to have fun. They'll never have fun again. You know what I mean? Oh, don't take away my fun. Don't take away my freedoms. I'm just saying, man. You know? It just, if you think that this thing is going to be easy to control, football is the worst sport out of all of them. Hockey is next, but they have a plan for a bubble in hockey. So if somehow or another you can keep everybody, and you know what? Hockey guys are the one, it's the one group out of all of them that I could see them all hanging out with each other. And you know what? They'll suck it up and they'll play their sport they love. They'll go drink beers after, all that stuff, and then go slam each other into the boards the next night in hockey. They're the one group that I could see them actually being disciplined enough to stay in the bubble, to stay away from trouble overall, and try to keep it clean. Them and then the NBA is the other one. But the NFL and college football, forget college football. College football is not happening, bro.
Oh,
it's just not happening.
Just from the sheer numbers involved, player count numbers, right? Basketball is the easiest one, right?
Yeah,
There's only 15.
Well, no, but
the
you
numbers.
can bubble them. You can bubble them.
Yes, and the arenas.
Can't bubble football.
No, football field size, 70, 80 people per team.
No, 90 in college.
Well, I'm talking pros.
Oh, yeah. And there's a story now that they want to expand to 16, the practice squad. Because of this. Well, that's what I'm saying. Just it adds more.
It adds more body.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, those 16 will probably be away from the regular guys, and they'll be isolated themselves, so they're not either infecting them or they get infected. You have a clean pool to reach and grab
like
guys.
We had talked about with the situation with the quarterback room and stuff. Your first and second string guy together, but your third string guys are going to have to be kept really separate from them in the event.
Right.
You have something to fall back on.
Right. Right. So to me, I don't see college football happening because the numbers are not going down the way we thought they would. Because, again, we're so irresponsible in this country. This is what ends up happening. People, we're free. All right, so let's just go hang out without masks on top of each other and all that stuff. You know. So anyway, I just to me it just I don't understand. You know, it's one of those where you see that maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and every day we do a sports show without sports. You know what I mean? And listen, that's why we got to mix in life, and that's why we got to talk music and have some fun and BS with each other and all that. And that's important for all of us. So to kind of get our minds off of all this stuff. But we want our sports back. And it's almost like they're teasing us, but you almost feel like when you're just about to take that bite, they're going to pull it away. It's like Lucy taking the football away from Charlie Brown right when you're about to kick it. I almost feel like we're going to get Lucy'd. You know what I mean?
You know what, it's almost like magic, like smoke and like, it's like,
like it's
there's
close.
something not right. It's
right.
Not,
yeah.
I'm just waiting for you to pull the rug out from under me.
Right.
Because that's the reality.
Yeah. And isn't it crazy that baseball can't agree to anything, and they may not have a season, and whatever season they have now left over by this point, you ruined it already as it is. Okay? But they may be in the same boat as everybody else because everybody else killed themselves to try to get back, but they can't get back at all. So everybody's in the same boat overall. Hockey players are mostly Canadian. Of course, they behave themselves. Rush was on tour with Kiss and behaved with all the drugs and babes. LOL. Canadian people are they're the good Lord just, he created like the world, and then he said, let me make Canadians a little better. It's just, I don't know what it is, man. Those people are they're great people, man. They're great people. They're just nice people, man. They're decent human beings.
Super laid back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good people. I think more of us would move up to Canada if it wasn't so damn cold and the taxes weren't terrible.
You know what, bro? Chill. It's chilly up there, and they're totally chill.
Well, you know what? Maybe in another 50 years after global warming really takes over, more people move up to Canada because it's warmer. Who knows? By that point, yeah. Ian says, let's see, the younger generation still think they are invincible, so they just don't care. I mean, Ian, I don't know how old you are, but we all hit that stage when we were young and we thought we were invincible and we could just keep doing it.
There was nothing you couldn't do.
Right, yeah. So that's normal to think that way. That's not abnormal now, okay? I'm not going to pick on kids for thinking that way because I think most kids go through that stage in their lives. You know what I mean? Now, decision-making, well, then we can pick on everybody for that because we all make bad decisions at one point or another.
Well, when you're that age, man, you have all the answers.
Lives.
You know everything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically it. You are correct, my man. You are correct. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. That's a 24-hour talk show there. We do want to remind you that VSS West Pines, we were there yesterday. And by the way, I think yesterday was the most listeners we had come by. So that was really cool. Several listeners came by yesterday to say hi. Always appreciate it out there at VSS West Pines. We seem to get a lot of people come out every week out there and always appreciate it. If you're looking for your CBD needs, I'm telling you, VSS West Pines, you're going to love it. If you're looking for e-juice, e-cigarettes, they've got those there for you. They've got from the water pipes. They've got the CBD products, flower, tinctures, edibles, CBD topicals, transdermal patches for inflammation and pain. They've got CBD not just for you, but for your animals too. Maybe your dog's a little too hyper. You want to mellow them out a little bit. CBD. Remember, CBD is the medicinal side of the plant. It is not a drug. It's not illegal. There's not a cop outside ready to arrest you or anything when you walk out with it. No. It is medicinal, folks. and it is great for pain, for anxiety, for stress. There's so many ways it relieves it. Please go out there. They will educate you. Jose and Jason and Alex, all those guys out there, they're going to take care of you. 12397 Pembroke Road. Go to the website, vsswestpines.com. You can order by phone and curbside pickup if you don't want to go inside with your mask. 954-613-3367. That's 954-613-3367 for vsswestpines.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura.
This is the Big O Show. 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 Show.
Yeah. I was depressing Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone and Herbie Lopez. They're all out there. The hierarchy is here, baby. Out here at Toyota of Hollywood, I was depressing them because I was telling them there's not going to be football. It's not going to happen. I just don't think you're going to be able to have football. I'm sorry. I just don't expect it.
You know, it's another thing that I thought about this morning.
I'm terrified of it. I don't think we're going to be able to control it.
Football is...
We got a shot at basketball, but I don't think we have a shot at football because you can't sequester
You're
them.
looking at 6 months of this. You know what I mean? Being able to run the course from start to finish, 6 months.
Yep.
We haven't been able to get through these 3 months since this started, right?
Yeah.
And we're already mucking it up.
It's like I was telling these guys, look how contagious it is, and we were sequestered for 3 months. So can you imagine if you start freeing people up, it's going to even spread
It's going
more.
to fester worse.
Right, and if you open up college campuses and football players are there and they're going to go have a field day with parties and babes and all that. I'm telling you, man.
I did see something this morning. I don't know if it's confirmed or whatever, but it was one of the tickers at the bottom of ESPN, and obviously Get Up started a little later this morning because of the Korean baseball league. I didn't understand that. Whatever. But supposedly the NCAA is talking about starting 6 weeks prior to the season because
that would make sense.
They haven't done anything. They said they haven't done anything since March. So instead of 4 weeks prior to the start, they're going to give them extra 2 weeks and move it to 6 weeks.
I don't know.
So does this hurt or help?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know if you saw this, but Fauci came out and basically said, don't have the football season will be pretty much impossible to pull off. Here's what Dr. Anthony Fauci said. One of the leading figures in the federal government's response to COVID-19, he told Sanjay Gupta that he thinks that the NFL may need a bubble like the NBA is planning for the entire league relocating to Orlando if it's going to make the season work. Unless players are essentially in a bubble, insulated from the community, and they are tested nearly every day, it would be very hard to see how football is able to be played this fall, Fauci said. If there is a second wave, which is certainly a possibility and which would be complicated by the predictable flu season, football may not be happening this year. This is it's like I was telling these guys that it's contagious, man. People die from heart attacks. That's not contagious. People die from DUIs. Not contagious. People die from cancer. Not contagious. People die from all kinds of things that aren't contagious. This is extremely contagious. And that's the difference. And so that, to me, that's where I just am at a point where football is I have
That's
to.
the hardest go. That's the hardest go of all the sports.
I have to. It would be hockey too if they weren't bubbling them. Hockey would be the other one. But if hockey is going to bubble, which is genius on their part if they do that, super smart if they're able to do something like that.
They can do that because they got the same type of arena setup as NBA, right?
Yeah.
You could have 5 or 6 arenas
in
a very condensed area.
Right. I don't know where it's at, but I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're doing it in Orlando. I would say just throw some ice.
No, I don't. No, they're not doing. The hockey thing is not in Orlando, is it?
No. But I'm just saying, like that type of
right. Yeah, I think they're doing it somewhere in Canada.
See, now that makes sense because you got to think.
Right.
They got rinks, one right around the block from the other one.
Yeah, exactly. And you better and think about this. We got to bring this stupid temperature thing up because the whole heat thing here. Well, you're in Canada now. It's cold constantly. So you better bubble them up because you definitely don't want them out in public because it'll be in the wintertime spreading more. So these are the issues with all of that. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. You got the YouTube chat board, the super chat here. Let's see. What else do we have here on the chat board? You guys are going back and forth about all right. So I can't even check the chat board because you guys are like arguing with each other about politics.
It's all politics.
Oh, yeah, just forget it. Whatever. Anyway, so what's it called? Let me see what we got on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That way I can actually get to a question right away. Big O, I live exactly 20 minutes away from Wilmington, Delaware, where Biden is from, and the entire state of Delaware hates Biden, and it doesn't matter who the president the next 4 to 8 years, we're all screwed either way. G from Pennsylvania. Amen, brother. Amen. Amen, dude. Wife and I were at the OB in 83 for Michael Jackson's Thriller tour. Yeah, baby. Definitely. Michael, I saw there. David, no, not David Bowie. It was Prince that I saw there. The Jacksons were there too.
Pink Floyd was there.
Pink Floyd.
The Eagles, when Hell Freezes Over, was there.
Eagles. So many concerts. The OB, baby. I love that. The OB. Miss the OB.
Best home field for football in the country.
Yep. I would have to agree with that one for sure. The other thing that I was going to tell you guys about, Insane Clown Posse has got a shirt for sale that's kind of interesting. They have brought back an item from their merch department, and it's the front of the T-shirt, which is available for pre-order, shows a clown burning a Confederate flag. And the back of it says "F your rebel flag." So just in case, if you want to, if you're looking to get an Insane Clown Posse shirt, get that one right there with the rebel and then flag on fire and then "F your rebel flag." So the bands are getting behind it. I told you about Black Sabbath yesterday with Masters of Reality. That they've got the Black Lives Matter in the same font and the same black and purple, which is so cool. And now Insane Clown Posse also doing a little damage themselves also. Did you see the story with Danny Masterson from that 70s show?
No, I did not. What did he do?
Well, Red was always kind of, iffy about him on the show.
Actually, toward the end, remember, man, he ended up getting close with him and actually being against his own son.
At one point, he was kind of, iffy about him, right? Well, actor Danny Masterson, this is the reason why. He's been charged with raping 3 women now between 2001 and 2003. 44, charged with 3 counts of rape, faces up to 45 years in prison if convicted. He was arrested by LAPD and released in the afternoon on $3.3 million bail, which means you have to put up $330,000. I would imagine he has a house, and that's probably what he put up. The former 70s show actor is accused of raping a 23-year-old woman sometime between January and December of 2001. He allegedly raped a 28-year-old woman in April of 2003, and the charges that allege the rape of a 23-year-old woman at his Hollywood Hills home between October and December of 2003. Tom Mesereau, Masterson's attorney, issued a statement vowing to fight the charges. Mr. Masterson is innocent, and we're confident that he will be exonerated when all the evidence finally comes to light and witnesses have the opportunity to testify. Obviously, Mr. Masterson and his wife are in complete shock considering these nearly 20-year-old allegations are certainly resulting in charges being filed. But they and the family are comfortable knowing that ultimately the truth will come out. The people who know Mr. Masterson know his character and know the alleged allegations to be false. Masterson has been under investigation by the LAPD since late 2016. He was dropped by his Netflix series The Ranch in December of 17 amid renewed focus on sexual misconduct in the wake of Harvey Weinstein's scandal. Masterson has vehemently and repeatedly denied the allegations. So there you go, my man. So you've got obviously Masterson denying, which is what you expect. Now, I don't know what happened, man. It starts to make you think when there's multiple women. But again, the problem with all of this is there's 20 years removed from all of this. And, man, how do you prove all this stuff? You know what I mean? Because that's where you need to, like, when rape happens, you hope that the woman can go right away. And, we've empowered in our society women now to speak up and talk about this kind of stuff. And it's great that we do that. But because of all the shadiness that's happened in the past, they're not believed right away. You know what I mean? And it sucks because we should be able to believe them right away. But unfortunately, those situations that haven't been credible have kind of hurt all of this. And that's why you get this cloud now. So Masterson's under investigation since 16. They finally press charges now. They got to feel they have some kind of evidence to prove that it happened. I don't know. I don't know if maybe there's some kind of pattern. And that's why they're going to prove, that pattern with the 3 different women. I would imagine. I mean, that's why they would bring all 3 of them together in the same case. I would imagine that there's something there that's going to prove it. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there, as always, on the YouTube chat board if you're not arguing with each other, or, of course, on the Super Chat. That's always another way that you can chime in on the program. Now, the other thing that I wanted to bring up was Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard, speaking of that, we were talking about rape, but this is domestic violence. And the Dolphin star Xavier Howard now will not face any suspension of domestic violence from the NFL, according to TMZ. Howard was accused of roughing up his fiancée during an argument at a Davie, Florida residence back in December of 29. According to the police report, Howard allegedly grabbed the woman, pushed her against the wall. Officers in the report stated they noticed scratches, redness, and abrasions on the alleged victim, and they responded to the scene and arrest Howard shortly. The 911 call from the incident, I think some of you have already heard that. Now, prosecutors dropped the criminal case against Xavier back in February, saying the victim said she did not want to proceed with the prosecution. They added, she also stated that it was a situation that got out of hand, and she has no fear of the defendant and no fear for her safety. Now we're told that the NFL concluded its independent investigation into the matter and has decided it will not force Howard to miss any games for the arrest. That is an enormous break, by the way, for Xavier Howard, of course, for the Dolphins, in every way possible. Because you all know that if he's missing games, that's going to hurt the team. They've got some depth now at corner, but you still don't replace Xavier Howard. That guy's just a player. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened that day. Okay? It doesn't look good for him. And I don't condone any of this if it's true. All right? I don't know if it's something that got out of control. I don't know if he's guilty. I wasn't there. But he got the break of a lifetime. He got the break that most of us never get, if it did happen. I just hope Xavier Howard from here on out is smart. I hope if he did do something, I hope he learned from this. Okay? And if you're the Dolphins, this is something you've got to monitor closely. And if you're Brian Flores, this is something that you've got to kind of, even though you can't be in the man's home and you can't really find out what's going on, but every chance you get to talk to Xavier, to find out how he's doing, to find out mentally how he's going, how everything, any chance you get to be around the couple, you do it if you're the Dolphins over the next calendar year. Because once he reproves himself that he's healthy, not that he can play, we all know he's a baller. He's a Pro Bowl corner. You then weigh how he has handled himself over the next year, and then you can determine whether it is worth making a trade for him and picking up something or a couple of picks. And I'll tell you this, Here's something that is going to be a great measuring stick for all of you out there. Let's follow the progress of Noah this year. Because if he develops into a good player, then the front office is targeting the right players. They did find the same guy found Xavier Howard. And so if you do trade Xavier Howard and you want to put Noah in there, you got to feel good that they know how to then find the next guy. So it's very important. Lots of things to watch over the next year. How Xavier Howard grows from this situation. Does he have any more of these situations? Does he get back to being who he is and healthy? Okay? And then you've got to follow the progress of Noah and see where he's at. And then that way you can kind of see the writing on the wall and maybe what direction the Dolphins may end up going in. And maybe they do move, Noah. X. They get serious compensation back, first rounder and more probably. And then you move on.
Got to think he's in counseling, you would think, right?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be a wise decision?
Well, he wasn't found guilty of anything, doggy.
Yeah, but you remember the cops saying that the mirror and the smears, and it looked like that there had been a tussle.
If the judge can't find you guilty, they can't send you anywhere.
Well, when the victim says, "I'm not going to do anything," they don't have a witness.
It's over.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah, it's kiboshed right there. It goes no further.
My guess would be there hasn't been 1 ounce of counseling.
But from
She just said it was an incident that got out of control and that she doesn't fear for her life. So then there's no need for counseling. I'm not saying that.
In your heart of hearts, man, don't you think that there should be something to
we weren't there, but
facilitate definitely coming out on the other end clean?
I wasn't there, but
good.
To me, it's a guy that got lucky and got away with domestic violence. That's what I think it is. But again, I'm not the judge. I'm not there. Whatever. Now you've got to just hope for the best if you're a Dolphins fan. That maybe this was the one mistake that he made and that he grows from it and he moves on and it's over. Or was this just one of many chapters of abuse, not with just her, with somebody else, and this is who he is and that's how he carries it?
And it just came to the surface finally.
Yes, that's it. I don't know.
I hope not. Look, obviously we're trying to talk about the well-being of him and the Dolphins, and not being an issue. But from a team standpoint, is there any other position that we have depth and we have quality? That is the best spot, right?
Yes.
That we could take.
Well, that's one of them, but yes, definitely.
Secondary.
Yeah, definitely. But that in a perfect world, you want him to perform at a high level. You want him to get back on track. And obviously get that stud back in there, and at the same time give the team now options. Because remember, when you guys kept calling me, hey, they're going to trade X, I said, no, you can't trade X now. It's stupid to trade X now. You're not going to get his value. They're going to steal him from you.
Yeah, and you're giving him away,
and you're going to end up losing out. And you don't want to do that because you drafted him for a second rounder, and he turned into a Pro Bowler. So you're going to get a first round and more for him when you do trade him. You know what I mean? And remember, after giving him the big contract, he becomes even sexier of a trade because the team that acquires him doesn't have to give him the signing bonus. They only have to pay the salary. So if he gets back to playing up to a high level and no off-the-field issues over the next year, then he becomes that trade bait. That it's an option. You don't trade those kind of guys unless you're super confident you can replace him. You know what I mean? You'd like to keep him. That's usually the case with it all. Oh, do NFL teams offer any life coaching about how to manage life with money and notoriety? It seems more than X's and O's might benefit these players. Yes, they do, Dougie Fresh. In fact, Stephen Ross.
Isn't that part of the rookie?
No, you're talking
thing?
about the symposium.
Yes, thank you.
They have a symposium for all rookies every year. But the symposium is nice, and it's only once. But actually, Stephen Ross and the Dolphins have a couple of programs for their own players, not just rookies, but veterans too, to help them with life.
So this is going above and beyond the league requirement.
Stephen Ross.
This is going
Stephen
that
Ross.
extra. Yeah.
Stephen Ross. That's all I need to say.
Ensure being a quality organization, right?
Stephen Ross is a hell of an owner, bro. He just needs to win. He just needs to hire the right people to win, and he finally did that. That's all it is. Outside of that, Stephen Ross is an absolute badass. Guy does things pretty much the right way there. Now, he's got it going in the right direction now. Myron Sanchez, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you giving us some love on the Super Chat. He says, here, for Alexa and Josh and everyone here, let's just respect each other, please. So Myron put out the post there on the Super Chat. Thank you, Myron. Very classy of you, as always.
Recent research has shown
Super Chat.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super Chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super Chat.
That was perfect.
And I got to tell you something. I got a prediction, too, that's going to come true. Okay? Here's my prediction. My prediction is that you will see Myron make an appearance on this show. You know how, like, John Rouse makes an appearance? I bet you you're going to get Myron to appear on one of our shows in the near future. Watch. Just stay tuned.
Is that the not so distant future,
not so distant future.
Okay.
I'm telling you, something's going to happen, and Myron will have to appear at one of our shows. I'm just telling you, it's gonna happen. Myron, thank you, appreciate you, man. Much love on the Super Chat out there. Thank you, sir.
This predicting thing, man. Can you do that for 6 numbers on Saturday night?
Yeah, that would be.
Can you do that for us, brother?
That would be good. That would be good. That would be good. That would be good. I hardly see him on the field anyway. Dolphins bigger than him. I don't know who he's talking about, but there you go. What else do we have here? I don't know. I have to surf for questions because you guys are arguing with each other. Xavier ain't no Lifford Hobley or Don McNeil. The worst burn corners for the Dolphins ever with worst D coaches, Olivedati. Hobley and McNeil, yeah. They go right there with Jerry Wilson and Jamar Fletcher.
You can't say those names without like feeling a gut punch, right?
That's what it is.
Oh God.
Yeah. Hernan Cueva says, I live in Honduras, but when I go to Miami, I'm going to your show. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Appreciate any of you out there for listening, for subscribing, for sharing, for coming on by and all that. Always appreciate it. Whatever it is that you guys do, from a John Rouse brownie to a visit by anyone out there that comes out to our programs. We love you all out there. Dougie Fresh sending in a lunchbox. You know, Ray Grulong donating the Darth Vader to our studio.
The gold
Darth Vader. Yes, that's a collector's item, Darth Vader, which is so cool. Love that stuff. So yes, I appreciate all of that, man, and it's I am so lucky to have all of you out there supporting us. All right, the other thing, you know what? Before we do anything, let me tell you about Murias Dental. Love talking about Murias Dental. If you need any dental work, okay, whether it's Invisaligns, implants, I've got my Invisaligns, and I'm amazed at how straight my teeth are nowadays compared to where they were several months ago. And whether it's a cavity, whether you want to get a root canal done, clean your teeth, you've been stuffing your face for months now in what's it called, quarantine. They are open at Murias Dental. Call them 305-821-0231. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go to the website at Murias Dental. Visit them on social media at Murias Dental. Go see. It's family-owned, state-of-the-art equipment, incredibly clean place. I'm telling you, it's going to blow you away. And I've told you guys this, like little tricks like this. When you go get an implant, when you go get a crown, filling, all that kind of stuff, they have to go and make the tooth, right? And you get a temporary, and you got to walk around with a temporary for a couple of weeks. Sometimes you can't even come back for a couple of weeks. Sometimes you're so busy, it takes you a month to get back, a month and a half, and you're with that temporary. You know what I'm saying, right? At Murias Dental, state-of-the-art equipment, like I told you. You go get that filling. You go get that implant. You go get whatever. They have a machine right there and then. They take the digital imprint, and they make the tooth right there and then. So you're not coming back with a filling. You're not coming back with the temporary that falls off when you're eating a steak somewhere. Okay? You know, come on, man. You've all lived that. That is brutal. No temporaries. Please call Murias Dental, 305-821-0231. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you, they'll take care of you. 305-821-0231, MuriasDental.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are back, baby. We are back here at Toyota of Hollywood. Love it, love it. Love my Camry XSC. I got it outside. So pumped. My wife even goes to me last night. She goes, you know what we haven't done in a while is we haven't taken a cruise. So I think I'm going to do that this weekend. Take a cruise. You know, you can't hang out, but one of the things my wife and I loved, but that's kind of like a 70s, 80s thing. I don't even know if kids like nowadays like to just cruise, you know? And so we're going to be able to do that a little bit with the Camry this weekend. Go out and take a little cruise with the Camry. which is a beautiful thing. First of all, let's give a little love out there because you've given us lots of love here on the Super Chat. Weapon X United chiming in on the Super Chat. He says, the Big O Show, the best show since Neil Rogers, period. Thank you, Weapon X United. Appreciate you.
I know that, dude.
Where'd you get this?
Super Chats.
Oh, gnarly.
Awesome! Totally awesome!
I love it. Thank you, Weapon X United. That's an interesting name. I like it, by the way. It actually sounds really cool. Julius305 again chimes in another day with a super chat. Thank you, Julius305. He says to help get your little Camry painted already. There you go. Anybody know how to paint these things? Can anybody paint this for me? Because they can't do it here. I got to get it painted like my Camry. Okay, I need to get a mini Camry that's painted like mine. That would be pretty cool. I doubt that's impossible, right? Nobody's going to be able to paint that. What a shame, right? It looks so good too, right? Looks really cool, this Camry. It's got the doors and everything. I can open the trunk. You need something, we can stash it in the trunk. We got it going on here, man. I love it. So, Julius, we'll get it painted one day. But there you go. We got a little money in there for the paint job. I love it. Thank you, sir. What else do we have here? David Pridham says, J.B. Brown was above average corner who had a long run with the Dolphins at his prime. Don McNeil was a Pro Bowl alternate. They overlapped. Don McNeil, the walking wounded. Let's see. Big O, did you see the video of the year? Karen, cop complaining about not getting her Egg McMuffin at McDonald's drive-thru. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like, and it's a shame because the women that are named Karen all over the country now, they're using that name to identify all the racist white women that are getting exposed on video. It's classic, man. Folks, keep the videos going, man. Keep the cameras rolling. This is the best part. And you know what? You know the hilarious part about all these racists that are getting caught on video. They tell the camera or the person filming, I don't care if you film me. And then they see the consequences after, and then they're apologizing and all that, and they're backtracking, and oh, that's not who I am, and this and that. And it's like, you're Mr. or Mrs. Tough Guy when the camera's rolling. And then when you see what you look like on camera, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Mike Gundy. You know, it's the same thing. That phony, that kind of stuff. But, hey, keep the cameras rolling, man. Yes, without those cameras rolling, we are not going to be able to expose these people. It's extremely important that we do that. All right, let me talk a little bit. You know what? Speaking of racist, do we have the Gundy stuff? Do we have that?
Yes.
All right. So Mike Gundy, as you all know, Mike Gundy was caught with that OAN shirt, and he was taking a picture, and he apologized about it, right? First of all, let's play the apology, okay? Go for it, Bill, please.
I didn't know that some of the stances they had taken. I didn't know that. But then you look at it and say, okay, I was a dumbass. I put the shirt on not knowing enough about the shirt. I understood exactly.
I had a great meeting with our team today.
There we go.
Our players expressed their feelings as individuals and as team members. They helped me see through their eyes how the T-shirt affected their hearts. Once I learned how that network felt about Black Lives Matter, I was disgusted and knew it was completely unacceptable to me. I want to apologize to all members of our team, former players, and their families for the pain and discomfort that has been caused over the last 2 days. Black lives matter to me. Our players matter to me. These meetings with our team have been eye-opening and will result in positive changes for Oklahoma State football. I sincerely hope the Oklahoma State family, near and far, will accept my humble apology as we move forward.
Mike Gundy is a pathetic human being. He's an effing liar. Okay? He's a racist. He's an open racist. He's the 1950s coach or 70s or 60s coach that hates the black man but has to coach him because he needs him in order to compete. Because if he doesn't have the black athlete on his team, he's going to get his ass kicked and he's going to get fired. And that's who Mike Gundy is.
He's a user. He's a user.
If you believe that Mike Gundy had no idea what OAN was, you're a stupid ass. Okay? You're as ignorant and as dumb and as gullible as they get. And apparently, the people that run Oklahoma State are incredibly stupid, incredibly gullible, or they're just as racist as he is. Okay? I told you this a couple of days ago about Mike Gundy, that if you believe this crap, then you're an idiot. That guy's openly racist. He's just trying to hide it now because it's what he is. He's a football coach that can't survive without the black athlete. That's all it is. So he may not agree with them, may not like them, may be biased against them, but he knows he needs them. So now he's doing anything to try to save his ass. So what follows now is Mike Gundy's statement elaborating on his poor decision of using that shirt, OAN, and now he tries in a self-deprecating mode to apologize. Go ahead.
I didn't know that some of the stances they had taken. I didn't know that. But then you look at it and say, okay, I was a dumbass. I put the shirt on not knowing enough about the shirt. I understood exactly why the players got frustrated when they found that out, or whatever, however they found out what it was. I didn't know. I didn't know till the next day. Well, I knew that night, but I didn't confirm it till I did a little research. And I was like, what a dumbass. So that was my fault. The way the players feel about me and I upset them and broke their heart, that bothered me more than losing games. And that's the truth. But that's why now that as humans, when we make mistakes, the only thing we can do is admit we're wrong, own up to it, be humble, accept critical people, criticism, make it better and move forward.
Right. He's trying to say all the fluff stuff and everything that, would fit the narrative of him trying to save his ass.
Say, okay, I was a dumbass.
And trying to save his ass, right? And so you hear him talk about, taking shots at himself. And I mean, you got the gist of all of that, right? That he's apologizing for it. Now, I told you, he's a liar, okay? He's a flat-out liar. He knows what OAN stands for. He knows what the network stands for. He knows what their stance is. He's watched it. That's why he's got a shirt. Listen, when you're a head coach or you're an entertainer or you're a rocker or you're an athlete, or you're famous, period. Whatever you wear, you know it's a statement. Whatever it is, somebody's going to take a picture of you. And it's either going to be a fashion statement, a political statement, a social statement, whatever. You're going to say something, right? Adopt dogs. I love rock and roll. Iron Maiden. Black Lives Matter. OAN. I wear my shirts every day, and I know what I'm wearing, right? And there's usually a reason why I'm wearing it. I don't put on a shirt by accident. Never do I put on a shirt by accident. Never. What did he do? Just grab a shirt from the... No, dude, he either bought that shirt, somebody from OAN gave him that shirt that he knows, or he associates himself with them. Hey, does Mike Gundy think... Now, maybe the idiots that are running Oklahoma State, maybe those morons want to be that naive, but I'm not going to sit here and be naive. I know what Mike Gundy is out in the open. Okay? The only thing I need from Mike Gundy is for him to act like one of those Karens. And that's it. We're done. I know exactly. Now, let me read something that happened to him, okay, as a player, as a quarterback. Oklahoma State quarterback Mike Gundy. This is a real article. Played Colorado for the last time in his college career on Saturday for the Buffaloes. It was one time too many. No, the Cowboys didn't pull the upset. Colorado won 41-17. It's just that Gundy upset the Buffaloes by allegedly directing racist slurs at several black CU players. According to Colorado safety Tim James, Gundy called several Buffaloes the N-word. I can't count the number of times he used that word, James said. He has no class. There's no place for that in sports. CU linebacker Alfred Williams said, I hope not very many people raise their children to be like him, he said. He said things that had no business saying to anybody. Mr. Gundy, it's not true. He said after in the game in Stillwater, they were doing the talking. Why would I say those things? I've been here for 4 years and a half. My friends on the team are black. It makes no sense. Gundy went on to say Colorado players were amongst the most talkers in the Big 8 conference. He said the Buffaloes made derogatory remarks about his mother during the game. Gundy also instructed reporters to read last winter's Sports Illustrated article on CU's off-the-field problems to get character references on the Buffalo. Go to Sports Illustrated and you'll see that Colorado has gone face-to-face with everything, rapes, assault, everything, Gundy said, apparently obvious to the post-game charges that were flying back and forth between the locker rooms. So, Alfred Williams is one of those players that was on the field against Gundy while Gundy was calling the Colorado players N-words, right? So here is Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp talked to Alfred Williams. And Alfred Williams told him the story of that day with Mike Gundy on the field. Bill, play that soundbite, please. From Shannon Sharp.
So, Skip, I did a little research. I got a call yesterday. I wanted to find out a little bit about Mike Gundy. Like I said, we're very close in age, and I think we left school at the same time. I think he was 86 to 89. I was 86 to 89. And I got a text, and he said, man, I saw you guys talking about Mike Gundy. You might need to put a call into Alfred Williams. Now, I don't know if the guy, he went to Oklahoma State, but he wasn't there when this alleged incident took place.
Who texted you?
Yeah, who texted me.
Right.
He went to Oklahoma State, but not at the time that Gundy was there and this incident allegedly happened.
Did you know Alfred Williams?
I did know. Okay. I don't know if he knew I knew Alfred. I played with Alfred, but we call him Plate. We call him Hot Plate Williams.
Okay.
So I called him. I say,
and he played at Colorado.
He played at Colorado. Got drafted in the first round by Cincinnati, went to San Francisco. Mike Barton, when Mike came with us in 95, well, he came to us in 96. So I played with him from 96 to 99. I said, Plate, we just started talking. He's like, boy, how you been? He has a radio show in Denver on air every day, KOA. And I say, well, Plate, tell me about an incident that supposedly happened in 89. I think it was 89. He said, well, Mike Gundy? I was like, yeah, how you know I was talking about? He said, he called me an Ian. He said, we was whipping that you-know-what. I had sacked him a couple of times. We were getting after him.
It was 41-17.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And he said, we were getting after him, and I sacked him, and he called me Ian. He said, I didn't say anything. He said, but during the half, I talked to the running back, and he said, you need to talk to him. Now, this was confirmed in, I think it was the Tulsa, the paper.
Tulsa World.
Yep. Yes. Canavis McGee, Mike Jones. There were several other players. So they asked Alfred after the game, Alfred, I think 18, 19 years of age, and they asked him, why was he so heated? And he just blurted out, Mike Gundy called me Ian. Live. He didn't say Ian. He actually said the word. Mike Gundy said, they're trying to make me look bad. When they're beating you 41-17, they don't need to make you look any worse. And, Skip, there are some things that I've been honest, growing up in rural South Georgia and played a lot of different teams some were all white and some had a large makeup of white. I've never been called that. And if I had been called that, I probably would have reacted and I'd have said it. I don't make things up like that. But that's something that you don't make up, Skip. You don't put that shirt on someone if they don't say it. You don't do that. And so I said, Play, did that man say that to you? Skip, in the black community, if somebody say, I put that on my kids, I put that on my mama, take it to the bank.
There you go. That's Mike Gundy, bro. He can hide all he wants and all that. He's a racist, man. He's a racist. And Oklahoma State, look, if Chubba wants to believe him and wants to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, then go ahead, bro. Fall for it. And, you want to believe that fake-ass apology from your coach, whatever. I think Oklahoma State is making an enormous mistake. Okay? And in today's environment, that story now coming out, you think that's going to help recruiting? And now when his players read that, I think we talked a little bit about this yesterday. I have a hard time believing somebody who spews hate will then all of a sudden change their ways and they're not going to be that person. I kind of feel that if you're wired that way, that's who you are. And here's Mike Gundy proof with several players on the Buffaloes that he called them the N-word. Okay? Decades later, he's wearing an OAN shirt proudly. And while a soundbite was going, I think it was NorCal I saw, he goes, I've accidentally put on 2 different socks before, but never a shirt. You don't put on a shirt by accident, dude. You just don't. And especially if you're Mike Gundy, if you're Don Shula, if you're Pat Riley, if you're Michael Jackson, if you're whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you're a famous person, you watch what you wear every single time. And in this environment, think about this. For him to be that ballsy to put on that shirt, he must have felt emboldened by the environment he's in, by who he's been all his life, thinking that wasn't going to bother anybody. It was going to then get him support from other people. And then when he saw it, then he acted stupid. Oh, I don't know what they stand for. Oh, I didn't know they took this stand. Oh, get the hell out of here, dude. Come on, man. And now Oklahoma State sees that story, and this comes out to light. I'm just saying, if you're going to do this, you better do it right, man. And you better get rid of this guy ASAP. Because this is now going to be this is going to go from a pebble to a ginormous boulder rolling downhill. And you better get out of the way, Oklahoma State, because your program is going to pay a serious price. And you know what? Gundy's actually done a decent job of building that program and recruiting. This might be the perfect time to get that next person there before the decline, and then you go out and get that person to rebuild again, and it's hell. You might want to nip this in the bud right now, right
before
this
it
second.
crashes and burns. Have somebody grab the mantle and carry the run.
That's right. Tommy and Hialeah, right on point, and thank you, sir, for a little super chat. Thank you, Tommy and Hialeah. Very nice, sir.
I know that, dude.
Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly.
Awesome! Totally awesome!
It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Mike Gundy. I also have a tramp stamp that reads OAN, and I did not know. I once put on a white robe for a COVID protection, and I don't know. Go ahead, come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. Lordy. Okay, I read one text. Arguing religion or politics is like pissing in the wind. What's wrong with you guys? Just stop it already. Can we just, move over to what we're talking about? Stop arguing with each other. Okay? Oh, Lordy. And remember I told you college football, hard to Texas, by the way, has already confirmed. It says June 11, Texas brought back 58 of its football players as part of its phase to return to athletics. Per protocol, all of the students were tested for coronavirus. According to a release from the school, 2 days later, 2 Texas football players tested positive for COVID-19. Additionally, a third tested positive for COVID-19 antibodies. Testing positive for antibody means the individual likely had the coronavirus. Earlier this week, it was reported another 4 players tested positive. Additionally, the report stated in the neighborhood of 15 players were being quarantined. Thursday afternoon, Texas confirmed that 13 of its football players have either tested positive for COVID-19 or are presumed positive. All of those individuals are in self-isolation. Are you sure? Are you sure they're self-isolating? Are you sure they're not leaving anywhere? Are you sure they're not banging anybody? Because, there are girls that'll go have sex with these guys, even with COVID. Because they also feel they're unstoppable and invincible. That's 13 players on one football team. There are over 100 football teams in Division I programs.
Is it 112, I think?
Something like that. Whatever. Okay? So you do the math. I'm telling you. That's crazy, man. Crazy stuff to see that 13 football players from Texas are already testing positive. That's the stuff that I'm telling you. It just scares you, ladies and gentlemen. It scares you in a big time way. Okay. We're at the top of the hour. Let me take a break here.
It's not an exaggeration, man.
What?
Like the numbers in Texas, and that.
Everything's
it's exaggeration, right?
No, notice how that's the one state.
Nobody's getting COVID-19.
Yeah, notice how in Texas they didn't take it serious, and now they're exploding with COVID cases. There are players everywhere. It's just like, all right,
it's them in California for the most cases every day, right?
Yeah, keep down.
And we're doing our job. We're hanging in there in third. I think. We're hanging there in third, but it's Texas and California, ping, back and forth.
We're contributing. There's no doubt that we are contributing, dude.
We have to. We're Florida, bro.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah. All right, 2 hours down. We got another one to go here on the program. If you guys want to get in, you can always reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. You can reach out on Twitter at Big O Show. Email Orlando at BigORadioshow.com on the YouTube chat board if you're not arguing with each other. And, of course, on the Super Chat, that seems to be the easiest way to get a question in because the other stuff, it's like cluttered with all kinds of – you guys right now have the chat board like the Palmetto at 5:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, let's take a quick break. Coming to you live from the beautiful dealership of Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Come on out here, see the boys. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you right here at Toyota of Hollywood.
Better 826 than 836.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
We are ready to start off hour number 3 on the program. NorCal says, Big O, I'd like to give major props to your brother Bill. You guys are kicking ass with the show, and it's only getting better. Looking forward to another 12 years of listening. Fins for life. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Although this will be much better than anything we've done in the past because we have more freedoms now. Hopefully, once we can get everything, the world back to normal, hopefully one day, we can get all our sponsors back on board and the traveling and all of that. We're going to be able to cover events that, local radio is not going to cover it. That's for damn sure. So that'll be cool. I appreciate you, NorCal, but
you're awesome, brother.
And by the way, nice article in Barrett Sports for us. That was
really cool.
That was cool. That they realized because this is the future, man, and we're kind of on the cutting edge of all this stuff that on demand is where it's at, and people want to hear the people that they can trust, the people that are going to actually tell it like it is, and that they're not hidden with the politics. And you guys are learning. You see it. You see how networks are slanted to go in one direction, and don't kid yourselves. Same thing's going on in radio. And it may not have to be politics. It could be the politics. If it's sports, it's the politics of sports. And then you have whatever. Oh, we have the Dolphins on our station and we have the Marlins. We don't want you to say it. Like, think about it. If I was at Intercom the last couple months, what do you think management would be saying every time I would say that the Panthers need to fire Dale Talon? You know what I mean? You don't hear anybody on Intercom say that because they can't say that. Just like, last year when I was there, 2 years ago when I was there, and I was saying, you've got to fire Mike Tannenbaum and Adam Gase and put Chris Greer in place. Would anybody have the balls to say that? They can't because they don't want to hear hierarchy come after them. You know what I mean? I didn't care because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what I think. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not like I'm insulting them or I'm not calling out their mothers or anything or say, Mike Tannenbaum is a murderer or what. No, I'm just saying, hey, dude, he's a terrible football guy. You got to fire him. That's it. Adam Gase, terrible coach. I'm not going after personal attacks on him or his family or his wife or kids. I don't do any of that stupid stuff. I wouldn't do that. Like that guy that attacked Brady's kids last year from WEI and they suspend him. It's like stupid. It's like, why would you do that? It's Tom Brady, first of all. Why would you even attack Tom Brady? Because there's really nothing to attack unless you're talking about deflated footballs or something like that. That's about it. I mean, it's just
liking avocado ice cream.
And so that's what I love about this is I don't have to play politics anymore. Not that I ever did. I'm sorry. I don't have to fight politics anymore. I never went with the politics, okay? Others have to go with the politics because, they got to cater to it. They're afraid of losing their job. I'm not. I'll have another one. I'm not worried about that. I'm a hell of an employee, so somebody's going to hire me. And guess what? Inter Miami did. So, you know what I mean? And so I get to do that with Inter Miami, and we're going to create one of the most kick-ass soccer stations in the world, and then I get to do this. So NorCal, I'm super happy about this and the direction that we're going. We've got all the momentum now to build this thing up, which is a lot of fun. And I think more and more people are finding out about it. And thanks to all of you out there for sharing and telling, hey, man, listen to this show. They'll tell it like it is. Why are you going to hear fluff on, 560, 790 when they've got to play the politics, So appreciate it all. I really do. Let's get into a little bit. Yesterday, the story was breaking about Anthony Lynn talking about Colin Kaepernick about possibly being an option for the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm so proud that I said Los Angeles Chargers. Let me get into his comments, and I'm going to explain a couple of things here about Anthony Lynn, about the Chargers, and about media, okay? First of all, he's talking about Kaepernick's plans and what his future holds.
That's something that's probably on the workout list. I haven't spoken with Colin. Not sure if where he's at as far as in his career, what he want to do. But Colin definitely fits the style of quarterback for the system that we're going to be running, and I'm very confident and happy with the 3 quarterbacks that I have. But you can never have too many people waiting on the runway.
And so now you what the hell's going on, bro? And then the second soundbite, we talk about how he's got to put together a roster of 3 QBs. Okay, here's the coach.
Not for me. I mean, because at the end of the day, we have to put together a roster that we feel really good about, and there's a salary cap structure that goes with that roster, and it's got to make sense. Like I said earlier, I have 3 quarterbacks I feel really good about, but I do like Cap, and he fits what we're doing. So he's definitely would be someone that if something happened, maybe we bring him in. I don't know.
All right, and so now he follows up Anthony Lynn when they ask him about working him out. This is where that whole situation stands.
Well, I mean, we haven't made plans to work Cap out. I mean, Cap was he was a starting quarterback, a Super Bowl quarterback in this league. I think it would be crazy to not have him on your workout list, unless there's other reasons why you shouldn't. But we haven't reached out. We haven't scheduled anything. Okay. No.
All right. Listen, Anthony Lynn, basically, it's Anthony Lynn giving you something on Kaepernick, but he has no interest in Kaepernick. This is a story that means nothing whatsoever. 32 teams are pretty much set in their quarterbacks. Why would the Chargers bring in Colin Kaepernick? Where does it make any sense whatsoever? Let's look at this situation. And this is why it's also kind of media created. We have a 24-hour news cycle. We need to find news. And they ask him about Kaepernick, and, the Chargers could be looking at Kaepernick. No, they're not. Okay, they have Tyrod Taylor, who's been playing football every year here. He knows his system. He knows all of that. He's there to start, and he's a bridge guy. They just drafted Justin Herbert. That's their future already. Why the hell would they bring in Colin Kaepernick at this point? Okay, and they've got a third kid that's kind of like a project, which is exactly what the third guy should be. Not a veteran of 32 years old. And so you're going to bring Colin Kaepernick. Does he fit what they are trying to do? Yes. Yes, he fits what Tyrod Taylor is going to be and Justin Herbert, that they think he's going to be an athletic type quarterback that moves around a lot. So I get it they've got to do that. Who's the third kid? The Easton Stick kid. Okay, but he's a young guy and a developmental guy. That's what your third should be. Josh Rosen or Tua, whatever you want to consider as your third at the moment. But it's developmental. It's what the Dolphins are doing. It's what the Chargers are doing. It makes no sense. The only reason they would bring in Colin Kaepernick, it's because the other guys got injured. And the other guys, I'm not talking about Easton Stick. I'm talking about Tyrod or Herbert. That would then, okay, that now we can bring him in. They don't even know what his plans are. This is a story that isn't a story. Okay? Now, there could be a couple of teams. Russell Wilson could use Colin Kaepernick as a backup. Russell Wilson, you're not about to cut him, right? So the guy you have behind him, he's not really going to take over. So if you want to develop an experienced guy like Colin Kaepernick who's played in this league, he could back up Russell Wilson. You understand? That makes a lot of sense. Lamar Jackson just got into this league. RG3 is a beaten-up guy. Young, but still beaten up and not that good. Colin Kaepernick's better than him. Now, he's been out of football for 4 years, but if you want to bring Colin Kaepernick in to back up Lamar, that might be an option. Problem is, Colin's girlfriend ripped into the Ravens owner, and at this point, if I'm the Ravens owner, I'm certainly not bringing them in. So his girlfriend kind of ruined that one already. I mean, let's be honest now, okay? All right, I know Colin Kaepernick got blackballed in the league. I understand all of that. But we're 4 years now removed from all of that. And we're deep into the offseason, going into the regular season almost, that everybody's already made their quarterback moves. Everybody's drafted their quarterbacks. They signed their quarterbacks. Everybody's got their quarterback plan in place. There really aren't a lot of options for Colin Kaepernick at this point. Because at this point now, you're forcing a square peg into a round hole. That's what you would be doing to the LA Chargers. Their plans are already in place. Tyrod Taylor, bridge guy, Justin Herbert. Why would you bring in Colin Kaepernick? What does Colin Kaepernick, what does he belong there for? He doesn't. So if we're going to put Colin Kaepernick somewhere, okay, it has to be somewhere where there's a rhyme and a reason to it. And like I told you, in Seattle, there's a rhyme or a reason to it. In Baltimore, there's a little rhyme and reason. The problem is the personal stuff behind the scenes, that may not be something you can overcome. He doesn't really have a lot of spots to go to. This is one of those years where, and if he goes anywhere, it may be where he sits as a third quarterback for the whole year. Like I've told you many times over the last couple of years, he was never dedicated truly to football and being a quarterback. If he was, he would have stayed ready and stayed woke, as they say, and would have gone to the CFL. And he would have been playing and balling, and somebody would have already signed him. Guaranteed. But the way he is now, hasn't played for 4 years, it becomes a distraction, because it is. It's a player that's not going to play, that really can't help you right now because he's been out of football for 4 years. He has no shot at starting anywhere in this league because everybody's got their starting or their plan for their starting quarterback. And then you bring him on, he's going to bring all this media attention, not just sports, but news. And they're going to bombard your franchise, and they're going to ask you about a player that can't even play right now. And you're going to answer questions about Colin Kaepernick every day, and yet he's the third quarterback on your team. Best case scenario, he's your backup quarterback, and yet he has no shot at starting, yet you have to answer Colin Kaepernick questions every single day. Do you know what NFL coaches call that? A distraction. Do you know what NFL coaches hate? A distraction. Colin Kaepernick right now is part of a movement, but he's also a distraction when it comes to football. That's the reality that most people don't have the balls to face and actually talk about. They just want to talk about the fluff. Go get them a job. It's not that easy, bro. It's not that easy. The timing is terrible. And now you just can't force these kind of things because then it'll never work out for Colin and for the league, by the way. Remember what I told you yesterday about Colin? He hasn't played for 4 years. You try not even having sex for 4 years. I bet you're going to be really uncomfortable and awkward the first time you're trying to do it. You've been imagining it so much, you forgot how to actually do it now. And you don't really know how to go about it and be smooth and whatever and all that. Because, there's a little some to it. Some tells me that if you haven't had sex for 4 years and then you try to have sex, you might be kind of like a caveman. Or a 17-year-old having sex for the first time in his life. That kind of stuff. 4 years of not playing quarterback at an NFL level, he is way behind. So if you bring him back the right way. So you don't look bad, he doesn't look bad. But if you're doing it to just do it for PR purposes and you thrust him into the spotlight when he's not ready for it, he's going to fail. He'll look terrible. He'll get hammered. You'll look bad because you didn't plan it, and you'll get hammered, and nobody wins. It's not that easy to just say, oh, give Colin Kaepernick a job. That sounds pretty. That's not reality. Reality is Alex Diaz Studley on a super chat. Thank you, Alex Diaz. Appreciate you. Super chat.
That took guts. We need guts.
I told you I can totally
super chat.
So you think you got what it takes?
You have no skills.
This is permanent.
Good job.
I'm promoting you.
You got a lot of problems, don't you? Take pride in that.
Big O, busy day here at work today. Just chimed in. What do you think about baseball's new proposal? Hopefully they will get it done. Alex, I hope they get it done, but I think the damage is done already. 50, 60 games, that's not a season, man. That's not baseball. That's crap. So whether they have no season or they have a small season, it's going to be garbage. I saw this idiot on ESPN. What's the name of your first baseman that's on ESPN that used to play with you guys?
Mark Teixeira.
Teixeira, yes. The man that sucked always for the first couple months of every season. And then would tear it up after that, by the way. He'd be a superstar after that. But anyway, Teixeira goes, I think this could be the most exciting season ever in baseball with 50 or 60 games and this and that. And I sat there and I said, you mean the guy that couldn't play for the first 50 or 60 games of the year? That guy saying it? You mean the Mark Teixeira that used to bat 170 the first couple months of the season? Most of you have no idea what I'm talking about because most of you don't follow baseball. Most of you, even if you follow baseball, if you're not necessarily a Yankees or a Rangers fan or a fantasy baseball fan, you won't realize that Mark Teixeira, more often than not, blew chow the first couple months of the season. Like, it was normal for him to bat like 170 or 210 the first couple months of the season. Then after that, he would bat like 340. That's how he ended over 300 all the time. Because after the first 2-3 months of the season, the guy would go on an incredible tear. Okay? Like, you would go, so that's why he's awesome. But any Ranger, any Yankees, and any fantasy baseball fan will tell you that. So here's Mark Teixeira saying, this is going to be a great season. It's like, dude, if the team is loaded with guys like you, they'll never make it to the playoffs because you sucked the first 2 months of the year. You struck out a ton of times. You couldn't bat for average. Hell, you'd struggle to be around the Mendoza line. It's amazing.
You know what I think Mark is pushing for, Hero?
No,
You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. If there's no baseball, there's no need for Mark Teixeira to be working. and have a job.
Yes.
So he's
Yes.
a personal interest.
But I also think it's the silly ass thing that ESPN does and all these other things do. Somebody's got to be contrarian, even if they don't believe it. And I'm not sure if he believes it or not, because I have a hard time believing.
We just need somebody to play that side.
Right. Bill, I have a hard time believing any real baseball player. Look, I get when a Joe fan or Joe media says it because they don't know any better. But anybody that's followed baseball long enough, you know that the first couple, if you're only going to have 2 months of a season, which is what they're talking about, 60 games, you know how baseball is. You don't get real baseball in the first couple of months. Everybody's trying to figure things out, bro.
It doesn't start until right before the All-Star break.
Yeah, is when it really heats up.
Yeah, maybe 2 at the most, 3, somewhere in there. That's when it gets serious.
If we fast track 2003 to 2020, do you realize the Marlins have no shot at winning the World Series? Because the Marlins didn't start playing ball till May.
Hell, last year's champion, Washington. What were they, 19 and 31 or
I'm sorry,
something?
June 1st. June 1st. From June 1st on, they had the best record in the majors. From June 1st on, so April and May, they didn't do anything. They would be out.
Washington, I think, was 19 and 31.
Yeah, 1931.
Right?
Yeah. So it's
That's
just
50 games right there.
This happens every year. That's why I was laughing that Teixeira was making that argument. I mean, if Teixeira believes it, then he's a moron. If the producer told him, hey, Mark, somebody's got to take the other side of it, can you do it? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Didn't he realize, like, hey, can we get my my partner to do it, because I suck the first 2 months of every year. It's crazy, man. Tommy and Hialeah also chiming in with the super chat. Thank you, Tommy and Hialeah. Strong with the super chat. Go ahead. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Now, Big J doing big things on the super chat, chiming in. He says, hey, Big O, can you shout out my fam, Erica, DJ, and Leilani? I think it is. Leilani, we are listening to your show on our drive to Virginia Beach. Thank you. Big J doing big things. Thank you for listening.
What's going on in there?
Super chat.
Excuse me a sec. What are you babbling about?
Super chat. Super chat.
We'll all
super chat.
It'll be anarchy. Out of my hands.
Thank you, Big J, doing big things, baby. Drive safely, first and foremost, okay? So you can get to Virginia Beach nice and safe. And the fam, have fun out there. Erica, DJ, Leilani, which I hope I did not butcher the name, but I hope I got it right, Leilani. So all of you out there, I like the name, actually, Leilani. If I have another daughter, I'm going to name her Leilani. I like that name. Finn Strong 1 says, having sex after not having it for 4 years, just riding a bike. So Cap should be ready to go. He's thrown his he threw last year here in Atlanta when the NFL came and gave him a workout at the Falcons facility. So you call that like playing? Throwing a couple of guys running routes off the street? I don't think that's playing, my brother, but okay. Everyone dies in Cincy. Made little Joe Montana legend. Oops, for the other team. Okay.
Just to get something in on the Kaepernick thing.
Yes.
Realistically, man, the only way this guy gets on a team is if there's some rash of injuries or and they got to make, you know what I mean?
Choice.
And they just, you're kind of.
He's like one of the better
this
options
is the
left.
last, to salvage the season, get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We got to get this guy over here.
That's all it is. That's the only way it happens with him, unfortunately, because everybody is set. You know, and that Anthony Lynn thing, it's running all over the place. And it's like, have you seen what they've done already? It doesn't make any sense. They have no reason or no business at all. And if you listen to the interview after, like, they don't have plans to work him out.
How many times did he say, I like my 3 QBs?
Yes.
Dude, you got 3.
Yeah, they don't need it. And they're not going to, and it would be stupid to bring him in right now Cap is a distraction for the Chargers. It makes no sense to bring him in for the Chargers.
No matter
That's
where,
all.
if he does hit an NFL roster, man, it is going to be a major S sandwich, correct?
Yeah.
There's no way that it's not a just absolutely media farce, right?
Right. That's what. Well, that's exactly
a circus.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be crazy stuff there because that's how that's that when you look at their situation right now, it would make it a circus, and you just don't need that. Gus 1388 chiming in on the super chat. Thank you.
Wow.
Recent research has shown
super chat
Makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Thank you, Gus 1388, sending in the super chat with a sticker too. He's got to keep it up and working the weights. I like it. I like it. I like it. One guy says, "Can you clear the chat board? It's annoying." I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if you can do that. What's up, baby? How you doing? I don't know if you can clear the chat board. To be honest with you, I'm not. I get it. It's annoying because of all the arguing, and that's usually what happens with politics and religion. Jesse in Minneapolis says Gundy showed his true colors. 19 to 22-year-olds can be easily swayed. Trust the parents will strengthen these kids out. Exodus is coming. Oh, yeah. That's why I say Oklahoma State needs to fire him right away, Jesse. Right away. This is going to kill the program. RVA, you are right. Anthony Lynn is BSing. In that case, bringing Cam. It's not so much that he's BSing. He's been put in a corner, and he's kind of like had to like they surprised him with the Cap questions, so he has to answer them. But he really never made any commitment to Cap, so he's not misleading. He said he liked his quarterbacks. He said right now he doesn't even know what Cap's plan is. He's on the list to work out. That's like, hey, if we have an injury, this list of receivers are out there. These are the guys we would bring in. This is the list of quarterbacks that we would bring in. This is the list of safeties we would bring in. That's all he's saying. So he really wasn't BSing. He was just answering questions that they posed to him, and he has to, what's it called?
This list that they're talking about, every team has it, right?
Right.
It's in case of emergency, break glass.
Exactly.
Correct? Okay.
Yes. And Tommy Italian, 305 for life, chiming in strong with a super chat and a sticker says, "You are amazing." Thank you, Tommy.
I know that, dude.
Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly.
Awesome. Totally awesome.
Thank you, Tommy Italian, 305 for life, man. Very kind of you chiming in on the super chat. That is awesome, dude. Awesome. Appreciate you. Big time. So, yeah, I just think it's one of those where you've got to really look at the environment that they're in and that there's no way that they're going to bring them in right now. It just doesn't make any sense at all. I saw, and speaking a little bit about politics and Colin Kaepernick, Donald Trump says he would support Colin Kaepernick's return. He says if he deserves it, he should. If he has the playing ability, he started off great, and then he didn't end up very great as a player. Trump told ABC's Scott Thurman he was terrific in his rookie year, and then I think he was very good in his second year, and I think something happened, so his playing wasn't up to snuff. Adding that the answer is absolutely I would. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's something else. So the president, it's funny how he and it's the right stance that everybody should take, right? And that's all he's doing. But Trump's not going to accept him once he kneels. So, he doesn't want Drew Brees backing away from
He'll
his
have the
point.
line.
He doesn't, he's now jamming on Goodell and all of that. So now with, Colin Kaepernick, he's out there. Yeah, no, you should get a chance. But then, what he should have asked, the guy should have followed up with, and then what happens when he kneels? Oh, well, then, you should fire him. You know
I was
what
going
mean?
to say, what was that comment that he had? Get that guy off the field. He's fired.
Right, exactly. So he probably would end up firing him after all of that. So I thought it was funny that he would, support him on his way back, but, he doesn't really support the what's it called? The stance and the protest. He doesn't end up supporting. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back again here at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7, baby. Come on out here, man. Tomorrow, remember, double duty will be at, what's it called? Craig's Inn Acura, Pembroke Pines, 9 to 11 tomorrow morning. And then Hialeah Park, 1 to 4. And tomorrow, we're at the Champions Simulcast Center because of the Belmont Stakes. So join us at the Champions Simulcast Center if you're going to go by Hialeah Park. We're going to be at the bar area. We got a nice area to ourselves there. I got some tables and stuff like that. So come on out. And if you know a little bit about the horsies, come on out there and give me a couple tips, man, because I got to make a couple wagers in the Belmont Stakes. There's no doubt. And tomorrow, usually when I'm at the Champions Simulcast Center, I'll lay a couple of bets on some horses out there in different races across the country. So if there's any races going on, we will be wagering a little bit there across the country. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more on the Big O Show live, baby, from Toyota of Hollywood.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show.
We back. Holy crap, Myron Sanchez, dude, what's wrong with you? You are a stud, brother. Another super chat today. That's 2 today. Oh, my favorite Beatle is George. Who is yours? I love Harrison because he's so underrated musician, by the way. Who is better, Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal? I'm going Seagal. Okay, I got to go Seagal because he's got, I don't know, just more, for me, more movies that are, like remembered. You know what I mean? And I always like using the Nico Toscani line, Above the Law. So I'm gonna go Steven Seagal over Jean-Claude Van Damme. Although every time Jean-Claude Van Damme does a split, my privates scream to just heaven and hell, both ways, because I just don't know how he stays sane with those kind of splits. That's just crazy. So I'm gonna do that, and then my favorite Beatle, I'm gonna go John Lennon, bro. That's my license tag. So I go John Lennon. I'm a huge Lennon guy. Always loved John Lennon and what he's all about and the person he was. So Lennon would be my favorite Beatle. How about you, Bill? What's your favorite Beatle?
I got to go with Paul.
Okay. All right.
Got to go with Paul.
Nobody's picking Ringo, right? Like I can see
Well,
I can
Catherine Bach did.
Myron, well, yeah, but Myron, I can see more people picking George Harrison too because George was so cool, So I can understand that, and I hate to say it, but out of all four, the other three are the ones considered like the great musicians. People don't look at Ringo Starr like a great musician, which he is, but they don't look at him that way. So it's just like, and George Harrison had his own hits too. You know what I mean? So
he did the whole soundtrack for Time Bandits.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah. That's actually a cool movie. So yeah, I could see where Harrison would be the pick, but I can't see a lot of people picking Ringo, man. So there you go.
I don't think anybody does, except for, like I said, his wife.
Yeah. Alexa says sports grill wings and some fries on the side with a nice drink. Okay, what's that conversation? Because now you got me. Alexa, what the hell are you doing? Now you're talking about Sports Grill's special wings. Now you're going to drive.
My God.
Now that's that's delicious. Right there.
Those wings are like ridiculous, right?
Oh, so good, man.
The boneless ones,
Oh,
man.
so good.
My God.
So good. I never get the boneless ones at that place. I always get the regular wings, but I've tried the boneless and they are awesome too. Because I think I've had the boneless when we do remotes. Because I can't do the regular wings on non-remotes.
Those were like right now. Thank you, Alexa. Guess what I want really bad.
And then she says, I want to make all of you some cupcakes. Alexa! And by the way, Alexa, if you make any cupcakes for the show, okay, just to plan ahead, all right, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, I'm plain Jane. Vanilla cupcake with chocolate on the top, that's it. I don't need any sprinkles. I don't need any other kind of frosting. You give me a regular vanilla with chocolate on the top, and I am the happiest guy in the world.
I was just going to say, with cupcakes, less is more.
For me, yes. As long as if the cupcake's made the right way,
right.
The icing is just the icing on the cake.
That's all you, and it doesn't
what
have to be
really
overkill.
Love, right. What you really love is the
cake.
The cake itself. So once you have to put too much on top of it, you're overdressing it to kind of hide the lack of flavor from your cake or cupcake or whatever it is you
I don't know if
like a dry ass brownie.
I don't know if you've ever noticed this before. Obviously, all of us Publix cakes and buttercream frosting, right? That's the per se birthday standard. You know what I mean? Cake standard Publix, right?
Yep.
The vanilla cake stays moist longer than the chocolate. The chocolate always dries out and gets hard faster than vanilla cake does.
I think you're right about that.
I'm totally right about that.
You know that
because if you ever had the split cake,
never realized that. But
the
now that
bottom
I think
layer
about
of chocolate is always like, damn, I wish you were like the top vanilla. Why did we even put chocolate?
Why
there?
is that then?
Yeah, you know what I think it is, man. It's just the way the ingredients that are in the vanilla that it adds to moisture, and chocolate kind of takes away. Putting the chocolate in there to get that flavor, the color.
Right.
It doesn't assist the moisture factor.
Okay, I guess. I don't know. Bro, when it comes to cooking, I defer to you. So,
but yeah, whenever you have a
whatever
choice,
your theory is, it's going to be better than mine.
Whenever you have a choice on cake, always go vanilla. Chocolate, you're rolling the dice, man. It may be a little hard.
I like chocolate, but vanilla is my favorite, man. It's for cakes or for cupcakes. Oh, I love vanilla. So there you go, Alexa. Vanilla and chocolate, and I am the happiest camper in the world. Ooh, cupcakes.
Now, if there was little kids, you put
wings, cupcakes. You're killing me, man. You're killing me, Alexa.
If we had a bunch of little kids, you would have jelly beans and gummy bears. And all kinds of crap on top.
Right. I see all that and I'm like done. I'm like, nah, I don't want it. I'm good. What I probably will do is like shave it all off and then just eat the cupcake.
That's what I do.
That's probably what I
whenever
would do.
there's that situation, I go to like my nieces and like,
yeah.
Hey, do you want the top of this? Huh? You're like, yeah, it's all yours. Go ahead, scrape it off, and I'll take this happily.
How do they take the bone from a chicken wing when they're when they are lying it? Is it really a different shaped tender? I don't know what the hell they do, bro. I have no idea, Richard. I don't know how they create the boneless wings. Now you're asking me something that
you know what's the craziest
I am
piece?
not smart enough, and you're gonna have to ask somebody that actually is like maybe in the restaurant business that would know something like that because I have no idea.
That's when they're hanging from a hook and the way they mechanically rip apart.
Yes.
It's gruesome.
It must be. It must be.
Because the craziest one, in all honesty, think about it, man, because a chicken breast, man, it rips right off the top. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But they have boneless thighs. And you know the thigh has two pieces, you know what I mean? It's like, how do you get the bone out? But they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Somehow or they do, man. Somehow. Somehow or another, they get it done. The COVID-19 attack, we all know that everybody's trying to figure out these sports teams, sports leagues are trying to figure out how to come back. And the NFL is now considering expanding practice squads up to 16 players. Remember, the 53-man roster was expanded to 55 now, okay? The practice squads were 10, and they moved up to 12. Now they're going to make them 16. And it makes a lot of sense because obviously it says the initial plan for the 2020 offseason was to expand practice squads from 10 to 12. Now there's internal talk of the rosters being expanded to as many as 16 to allow for greater roster flexibility in the event of a positive COVID-19 test, Judy Battista and Mike Garafolo reported. Now, here's the thing about this. I was in football. What happens if, I don't know, 2 or 3 receivers get it? How does that change your entire receiving group? How does it change if a couple of linemen get it? And your left tackle, your left guard, and your center get COVID and they're gone for a couple of weeks? Because you know that it's not going to be where just one player gets it. It's going to roll over to somebody else. And it's going to be somebody in their position because they're constantly practicing with each other. They're constantly in the meeting rooms with each other. You know what I mean? Training rooms, workouts. I mean, you're together all the time. And those buildings, think about this. If you're expanding all of this for training camp, all these buildings are built for rosters in the 50s, not in the 90s. So you're already overloaded in training camp. How in the hell are you going to space people out? You can't. It's what John Harbaugh was saying the other day, that the requirements are impossible. Why? Because it's football, dude. The huddle is close. The meeting rooms are tight. The competition, you compete inside a phone booth on the D&O line. Everything is close quarters. Nothing can be done in distance in football pretty much. And collisions are part of the game. Breathing. Think about it. D&O linemen breathing on each other in every down of practice, every down of a game. Come on, man. And you can wear all the masks, whatever. They're not going to be able to wear a mask right on their face. It may be part of their shield or what. It's still going to get out, dude. It's still going to get out. And then there's piles and stuff like that. And these guys are ruthless. They'll do some stuff that is gross. I'm telling you, this is not. The more I think about football, the more I worry that we won't see football this year. because of this crap.
I'm just sitting here thinking of the quarterback calling signals, man, right? And screaming to his left, looking at the middle linebacker and the nose guard, screaming at him, and then looking to his right, screaming to him.
Linebacker screaming back because he's countering the calls.
Right, and then here goes the flanker in motion.
Right.
And
they're insulting each other.
Then getting in each other's faces, grabbing the guy's face mask. What the hell? What are you doing over there? Right? And plus, we talk about football. You have to play with emotions. Spitting, trajectories come with emotion. So,
Pat in Asheville says, just don't piss off Alexa V, Big O. You might get X-Lax icing on that cupcake. Love you, Alexa V.
Don't give her any ideas.
Alexa would never do that to me. Nah. Okay? Alexa's the president of the Big O show, bro. Come on. She's gotta take care of the show. Alexa would never do that. She's too nice. Too much of a good person. I deserve it, but she won't do it. You know what I mean? So, let's see what else. Tommy Italian says, Pops, I got to tell you something. I've been in the mob for years now, and we are all in danger. LOL, LOL, LOL. Oh, Lordy. Good. At least you guys are having fun with yourselves now. Or with each other, or whatever, because fun with yourselves also didn't sound too good either. But
with this quarantining thing, there's probably been a little too much of that going on anyway.
Yes, probably a little too much. Just a tad. Did you see another Michael Jordan jersey? Did Michael just give away a jersey every day after a game or something? Another jersey's up for auction. This one's supposedly going to go for about $500,000. It says Michael Jordan. The threads are from 97-98 Eastern Conference Finals. MJ's last season with Chicago when the Bulls battled Reggie Miller's Indiana Pacers. As Ernest wore the jersey during Game 3 and 4 of the series, May 23rd and 25th of 1988. He dropped 30 and 28, and the Bulls took 2 L's, tying the series at 2 games apiece. Chicago ended up winning the series in a nail-biting 7 games, regarded as one of the toughest playoff series throughout the Bulls' 6 championship runs. The super rare jersey is about to hit the auction block at Golden Auctions, and GA believes it will sell around $500,000. We expect this to set the all-time record for most valuable Jordan jersey ever sold.
Yeah, until one of the ones comes out from the finals, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
or one where he did the documentary, where he just sat filming the documentary. So there you go. Alan D. chiming in with a super chat. Thank you, Alan D. Appreciate you with the super chat.
Recent research has shown
super chat.
makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Alan D., for chiming in on the super chat and keeping it locked here on our program. Let's see. Oh, do you think they will change face masks for the coming year? Yes, I think they're going to try something that will, try to alleviate or lessen the impact of breath coming out or something like that. I think they will, but they have to be very careful with all of that because obviously it's got to be non-fogging and all that other stuff that comes with it. So I'm not sure, but I think they will. They're going to try something. There's no doubt they're already working on it. They've talked about it that they're already working on something, but I just don't see it's going to end up happening.
There's one thing I do know.
Yes,
it won't be tinted. Remember, they outlawed those back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got to be clear.
I have no idea what they're gonna. Yeah, but then again, with this going on in today's world, I don't even know what limitations they may lift and say, oh, you know what? No, we can't because of the special conditions that we're under. We can do this or that. Who knows, man? Who knows?
You know what?
And Alan, by the way, says, "Oops, I guess I don't know how that works." Meant to ask, what happens with Tua if there's no season? Oh, okay, that came with the super chat. I got you, Alan. This is what will happen. Nothing. It'll be. Look, I don't think he's going to play a ton this year, but at least he would have the year of watching and preparing and watching fits and all that, and that would be huge. But more than anything, he'd just get rest and strengthen that hip completely for 2021, which is, I think, the season when they're really going to release the Kraken and he's really going to go all out. You know what I mean? But Alan, I think the positive is that if there is no football, it gives Tua, almost a year and 8-9 months. So you're talking about 20 months easily of recovery for that hip, and that's fantastic. So that would be the positive. But outside of that, there's a lot of negatives, man, because we got a lot of young guys that don't get playing time, and they lose out on that. Noah doesn't get to play a whole year. I need Michael Dieter to come back for that second year this year to turn it around. I want Preston Williams to come back and build on what he did last year. I don't want a lot of these young guys sitting a year and waiting another year to play. That's not beneficial to anybody whatsoever.
Yeah, to go in be through a regular week, preparing for the game. What's the routine?
Yeah,
setting up your schedule. I forget which player was it.
Was
it Raekwon? Was it Raekwon?
And we may end up going through that anyways because of the damn pandemic may force this.
Raekwon McMillan. He was talking about the first year being injured,
blew out his knee. Yeah.
And him watching how veterans planned and scheduled and did.
Yeah.
To not have any of that, man.
And still he looked lost the following year. So it showed, because he didn't play. And it showed you that he was lost the second year. And then this year, now maybe it was the coaching because this past season he looked so much better. And maybe it's because these guys knew how to use him and they figured out a way of using him better than the prior coach in year two. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but he still didn't look comfortable. And so, look, a year off is not helping anybody. We've talked about this with the Marlins. The baseball team's hurt already as it is because they're going to play only 50, 60 games. If they end up playing that, these young guys aren't really going to get a lot of playing time. That's not really going to help them. It's the same thing for the Dolphins. We would lose out on a ton of our young guys, man. It's a young team. Playing time is needed. The only bright spot out of all of this, our team's not a Super Bowl caliber team. Now that would be a bitch. Those are the only teams that should be extremely worried, and then on the flip side, incredibly pissed. It's like LeBron. Some of these guys can say, well, we need to take time off or COVID-19 or we need to focus on social injustice and help out our community in fighting, which all of that makes sense. But for LeBron James, where he's at the end of his career, and he already gave up a year last year, that dude doesn't want to take it off. He wants to play right now. And if the NBA can't play this year for LeBron, oh my Lord, do you know how that's torturing for him? He loses another year at going after a title. That's another year that he's older going into next year. And like I've said before, he and Kawhi Leonard are in a race for something historic in the NBA. No player has led 3 teams to a title. Okay? I'm sure there are players that have won titles with 3 different teams, right? Robert Horry, right? He's won it with Lakers,
Big shot,
San
Bob.
Antonio, and Houston, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't lead them to 3 titles. Okay? Michael Jordan and Kawhi Leonard are trying to do LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard are trying to do something that no one has ever done. And LeBron James can't afford to give up the season. Kawhi is a little younger. Not that he wants to give up the season, but he's got a little bit more time left. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's another thing from a team standpoint of the young guys? And the Marlins don't know who they can count on and who they can't. And the Dolphins, we don't know where any of our draft picks. If we don't get to play, we don't know nothing about any of our draft picks. Are they NFL or do we got to keep searching?
Right, yeah. If there isn't a season, does it count as a league year for players? If yes, that will kind of take a year of development away from Tua and put players a year closer to a new contract. No, it won't because they don't get paid. So I doubt it's going to count. I think the year will be a wash, and that's where NFL owners may have to say, hey, if we don't have a chance at finishing the season, then let's not start it so we don't give them the playing time. And we keep them for a year. And the contracts just get extended and pushed back a year. That's all. And then the real test is, boy, who's got film on the juniors and who did their homework the most on the juniors, because that's going to be tough. The draft will be one hell of a challenge. Okay? I can't hear Big O and Bill, but I'm sure they're saying thanks. God, Flipper13 in the chat, LOL. Why can't you hear us, man? Now, you're the only one because nobody else is complaining about audio. Let's see. Think of all the spittle and sweat aerolizing into a cloud of viral vapor. They will contract the virus and pass it to others. Yep, they will. Yeah, football's tough, man. If you're honest with yourself, you know what football is like. And in this kind of an environment, that is just not good, as they say. Not good. All right? All right.
You can't play football and have social distancing.
No.
It's not possible.
No, it's not. It's not possible at all. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that's a 24-hour talk show. There's an Iron Maiden movie coming out. Yeah. And this is a cool movie that's going to come out. And I'm looking forward to experiencing something like this on my own, probably with this idiot. I'll do it sometime down the line in a couple of years. Not now, because obviously with everything with COVID. But a new film, it follows two Colombian metal fans and their quest to see Iron Maiden perform in their country for the first time has been picked up. According to Variety, the film will reportedly feature music from the metal legends, and it's set during their epic Somewhere Back in Time tour that featured a classic set and a set list that was modeled after their legendary World Slavery tour in the 80s. One that, of course, I enjoyed. Well, we enjoyed. The movie, titled The Night of the Beast, is directed by Mauricio Leiva. Okay. All right, this is his name, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not saying this purposely. Mauricio Leiva Kak, the director best known as the showrunner for Netflix Green Frontier, told Variety it's not the Colombian film that is usually seen through festivals. It doesn't have the usual norms. It's not a film about poverty, violence, or death. It's a film about two teenagers going to a metal concert. Sometimes people don't see these stories fitting into our narrative when to me, they are as much ours as anyone else. Variety reports the film is currently in post-production and will also feature music from Colombian metal band like Vain, Agony, Massacre, Darkness, and La Pestilencia. Pestilencia. Wow. La Pestilencia. That's a hell of a name, because pestilence was a nickname they used to have for somebody in our neighborhood. Yeah, he didn't shower much, so pestilence. Anyway, the Somewhere Back in Time tour was the focus of the Banger Films documentary Flight 666. I think this is a super cool way of doing a documentary, because it's so easy just to do it about the band and them singing and all that, and I've seen that a bunch of times. But the act of the fan going through the motions of going to go see their favorite bands, and what fans like us, like Bill and myself, will be intrigued by something like this because we live this. We've been those guys. We've done this. You know what I mean? So I love to see it from that perspective because it's something that we've done. Like we were telling you recently that when U2 comes out with their next album and their next world tour, we're going to Ireland, guaranteed, because I've seen U2 all over the United States, but the one place that I want to go see them is in Dublin. You know what I mean? And so that would be like a really cool thing for me and him.
I want to say
experience and film and all that, so I can relate to these Colombian guys going to see their favorite metal band, because that's my favorite metal band, and I go to any extremes to go see Iron Maiden and travel anywhere to go see Iron Maiden.
I want to say the first time we actually talked about doing the Ireland thing was while we were in LA.
Yes.
And we woke up that morning, we're sitting there in the living room, and it's like, we got to go to where the streets have no name video and go to the liquor store, and I wanted to get up on the roof, and you were all about, we're not getting arrested, you're not going to do that.
Nope.
I didn't get to do it.
Yep.
But that's
I try not to get arrested.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, arrested is not something I really want.
I just wanted to be up on that roof, man, and look over and be like, you know.
I get it.
And where bottom was when
I just want to
the cops come and pull the plug.
I just want to enjoy L.A., not L.A. jails.
Oh, yeah, that's not part of the
Not the
scenery
experience.
of the ambiance of L.A.
That's not part of the requirements there, okay? No. No shot at all. Let's see. Flippers, Lakers will win the championship. Let's go. It'll be Lakers or I think Clippers or Lakers will end up winning it. I got the Clippers, of course, Myron. Sorry. But I got the Clippers as the team. But I tell you, LeBron with all that rest, that's going to be pretty cool for him.
You know what's crazy that you're not even factoring in?
What?
What happens if there's an outbreak and like a team gets gutted?
That's
because
right.
You know what I mean.
I talked about that. That if
all of a sudden
you lose three of your offensive linemen.
Oh,
like you lose your center, left tackle, left guard because they all got COVID.
As your O line goes, your O goes,
and you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
It's over. And you could be like on the brink of a playoff spot or whatever. You lose those three guys. You lose those games the next couple of weeks, and you're out of the playoffs.
In basketball, if you lose your 2 and your 4, if you lose your number 2, not even your 1, but if you lose your number 2 and your number 4 player, or you lose your number 1 through 3, and then your 6th man,
right?
Okay,
yeah.
What does that do to your team? It's not your team anymore.
No. It just puts you in just an impo. That's why
I think I see an avenue and a path for the Heat to win the championship.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Did you guys see, by the way, Kelly Clarkson getting a divorce?
I did see something about that.
So the question I have now is, I was having this conversation with my wife, and I go, is she going to pull an Adele? Because if you remember, Kelly is obviously, she's a little chubby, and so Adele was also a big girl too, and they both are pretty girls. You know what I mean? And if you remember young Kelly Clarkson, okay, 20 years ago on Idol, she was a skinny thing and cute, and she became famous and all that stuff, and obviously she's gone through some of the weight issues like a lot of us, and you got to kind of deal with it. Now you see Adele after the divorce. Because, the divorce is the green light for the man or the woman to say, okay, I got to get back into great shape again because I'm available and I've got to be attractive to people, right? So Adele went and dropped a bunch of weight, and she looks phenomenal, right? If you've seen Adele, she looks fantastic. So now my prediction is, what happens with Kelly Clarkson now? I know she's a mom, and she's got I think she's got 3 or 4 kids. She's got several kids. Okay. I saw her talking about it. I think it was yesterday, the day before, talking about her divorce and talking about all the kids she has and going through everything. She's got to handle the TV show and all that stuff. And so but I was thinking about it and I was going, will Kelly become the old Kelly again? Because it happens to everybody. Everybody you see that gets a divorce, pretty much, they go and start working out and getting in shape again so they can, become very available and very desirable out on the market. I'm just saying. I think the prediction is Kelly goes back and loses a bunch of weight, and she gets kind of skinny again when now that she is single.
Every diet product, Oprah's calling her, "Hey, Weight Watchers."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Kelly, she's got a following. She is very popular. She stayed in the mainstream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a situation
she's got a talk show now, too.
You're going to do this and have a transformation. Put some money in your pocket while you're doing it.
Dougie Fresh goes, Kelly Clarkson needs to get a divorce from carbohydrates. That's so cruel. Hey, Dougie Fresh, so do I.
Push yourself away from the table.
Yeah, so do I.
Push yourself.
Yeah, plenty of us have that problem, bro. I can't pick on Kelly. I'm just as bad. So, but I'm just saying, the divorce always sparks it. So I'm interested to see how she's going to look 6 months to a year from now. Oh, there's also a part of me to contradict what I'm saying because, there's also a part of me that she kind of looks like the kind of person that doesn't give an F sometimes, and maybe she's just like happy with herself and happy being a mom and whatever, and she's just going to be how she is, and that's it. And she's not going to worry about weight issues or anything like that. Maybe that's what she does. But that's, as you all know, that's not the norm for divorces.
Most of we're human. We have that fallible thing that, you know what I mean? And it's the stupid drive, the unnecessary, and it's, I'm going to show that person.
Right.
Everybody's going to want me,
Right.
you know where I'm coming from.
No, of course. It happens. Yeah. It happens all the time.
And that is that fire that gets that person to actually get up and do it. Like, I'm going to show you.
Right. And that's where I think that, that's where I think you see, what's it called?
The motivation is able to carry that person to said situation.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, man, for health purposes, you know what I'm saying? It's not healthy to be over, man.
Obviously.
Whatever, good, more power to you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do it.
Don't forget, we're out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Come on out. See Steve Ostrov out here, man. Herbie Lopez out here. They're all out here. Tony Stampone. Man, I saw Pat Nasto here, too. He was out here. So many great people out here ready to help you, man. So tell them that Big O sent you. 2020 Corolla LE. You can get it for $159 a month for 36 months. The Corolla hatchback, which is actually a pretty cool car, $183 a month for 36 months on that 2020, folks. If you're looking for a Camry, I've got my Camry. You can get one too, $199 a month for 36 months. The RAV4 right now, LE, four-wheel drive, by the way, $284 a month, folks. There's so many. This Avalon that's in front of me is, it is gorgeous, dude. It's white. It's got that tan leather. It is. This Avalon is gorgeous, bro. It is just a monstrous vehicle. Tacomas, Tundras, Highlanders, you name it, Siennas. We've got them all for you out here at 1841 North State Road 7. If you come on out here, tell them that Big O sent you. Promise you, Herbie Lopez, all the great people out here, and Steve Ostrov, man, he's making it happen. That's why they're number one volume sales dealership when it comes to Toyotas in the Southeast United States, right here at Toyota of Hollywood. All right, we got to thank a bunch of folks, as always. Cookie Vice, Myron Sanchez chiming in twice on the Super Chat, Weapon X United, Julius 305, Tommy and Hialeah, Alex Diaz, Big J doing big things, Gus 1388, Tommy Italian 305 for life, Alan D, all of you out there chiming in on the Super Chat. Wow.
Recent research has shown
super chat.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Thank you all out there, as always. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, watching, downloading, viewing, all of that. You guys are so awesome in supporting us any way you can. Bill and Philippe, as always, getting it done, audio and video. We thank Steve Ostrov and the great people out here at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Tomorrow, remember, we double dip. Tomorrow it's 5 hours of programming, 9 to 11 at Craig's Inn Acura, 15601 Pines Boulevard. Come on by and say hi. 1 to 4 we'll be at Hialeah Park, but we'll be at the Simulcast Center tomorrow because the Belmont Stakes, so we will be plunging our guts. It's a beautiful thing. You all be good out there and be safe. Much love.
I hate to bring up the bad news, but there was no 45-minute segment, bro. You ruined it.
What are you talking about? I did 42 here. Isn't it 212 right now?
It's got to be 45.
I know, but it's 212, so it's pretty close.
Okay. We're going to give you a pass. We're going to give you a pass.
Yeah.
Does Big O get a pass?
Thank you all out there.
Y'all have a good one.